Wheel of Time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age, called the Third Age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the Wheel of Time, but it was Cosmere Chronicles! The podcast where we follow two first-time readers, Sheta and Justin, and we chronicle their journey through Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere series. On today's episode, we'll be chronicling Stormlight Archive, The Way of Kings, chapters 22 through 25. So now, let's throw it over to the host of Cosmere Chronicles. This is Joe! Thank you, Joe. Welcome, everyone, back to Cosmere Chronicles. My name is also Joe, and I am joined, once again, by Justin and Sheta.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Yep, snaps for Justin and Sheta.
Ew, I can hear that and it sounds gross for some reason.
Sorry. Okay, they're not as snappy as they should be. Like
that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Well, it Justin, sounded like you were flopping a wet tentacle
snap
around or something.
Ew! Get your mind out of the tentacle, Justin.
Mind out of the tentacle. I don't even know how to respond to that, so I'll just move on.
All right. Yep. Starting off strong this week. Hopefully our viewers have come back after we had to take a week off and put out the Warbreaker 1-star reviews.
Oh yeah, those were very thought-provoking. Very I see Warbreaker in a whole new light now thanks to the academic geniuses writing those things. I just don't have enough literary intelligence to see the book as clearly as these people did.
Right. All right. Well, let's leave the stupidity of the 1-star reviews and go into the stupidity of random questions. So last time when we did random questions, I asked you about movie sequels and stuff like that, talking about some the best comedy and horror movie sequels. So now we need to do the reverse of that. What are 3 of the worst sequels, direct sequels you have seen? So we'll just do immediate sequels. Stay away from if it's like a part 3, part 4. No, just go to an immediate sequel.
So just the second movie.
Yeah. Second movie. I'll give you a third one also if it's a part 3. But when you start getting to part 4 long series, we'll skip those. And you know what? Also, just to get out of the way, we'll just cut out the Star Wars 7, 8, and 9. Just leave those out.
Well, you said only immediate sequels, so those wouldn't count by that logic anyways.
I know. I just had to get it out there. We'll leave those out.
Because there's a lot of movies I would put on that list.
Yep, only just part 1s or part 3s. Or part 2s or part 3s.
Wait, part 3s count too? What are the rules
here? I figured out just only part 2s, or I'll also include part 3s, because sometimes those are made close enough. Once you start getting to part 4, 5, 6, then you're getting so far out there and they've had to do so much. So we'll just do part 2s and part 3s.
And how many? You said 3?
Yeah, we'll do 3.
I really need a warning.
Yeah, this is a big question. I'm going to need 4 minutes to figure that out.
Oh, I got mine.
Yeah, I got 2. I need my third one.
I have 1, but I feel like that's the worst one. Can I just combine it all into 1?
No. Yeah, I want to hear 3 from you. Okay. I got my third one.
All right, I got mine too. Though I don't think this is a definitive list. Okay. So
you can go first.
Okay. I'll go with Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, or whatever. Like that was.
I haven't even seen it.
It's not
bad.
But yeah, it's so. It's just so stupid and boring.
Was Mr. Mind even in it? Because the last movie set him up in the post-credit scene.
Oh, I won't even spoil the way he's used in there. It's so infuriating. If you care about that plot line, it'll just piss you off.
Oh, God damn it. That doesn't sound good.
Yep. Yeah, so then also, I didn't watch this, but I'm kind of offended that they made a Hocus Pocus 2. I just
It doesn't count if you haven't seen it. It could be a good movie.
Yeah, you have to have seen it. I think that's a rule. Even though
Does it
I've heard
count?
nothing but negatives about that.
Does it count if I didn't? Okay, never mind.
You have to have seen it or watched such an in-depth review that you feel like you saw it.
All right.
No, you have to have watched it, I think.
That's fair, but I won't. So, well, then I need another one. So, my God.
Well, we're taking
I'll
time
just
on
say,
this one, I guess.
yeah. So,
Oh, I know when you're forgetting about shit.
yeah, I have. Okay, I have it. I'm gonna go with The Little Mermaid 2 because I'm a huge fan of The Mermaid, and yeah, that was just as a kid I didn't really think much about it, but and it's not like it's completely canon or anything, but I just did not like it. I just don't like it. Why
Aren't
would
like all the
Ariel?
Disney Toon Studios movies bad?
I liked the
There's
Aladdins as a
Defenders.
kid. That's all I can say.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
and and I guess the DuckTales movie was good, and that was the first Disney Toon Studios, and I think the only one that got a theatrical release.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Yeah, so you know what? I'm actually going to take that one off because even though it's not the best, I've appreciated somebody trying to do a thing. I'm going to actually put Frozen 2 as my second one because that one is terrible. It's just such a letdown
For how long you had to wait
for
too.
how long we waited for it and how bland it was. Like,
I was surprised by the lack of ambition in that movie and the
right.
lack of but also the ambition it had too to just totally fuck up like the look and feeling of the first one by kicking Elsa out of the kingdom for some reason.
Mhm. I just don't see how such a movie should have had a much higher profile, like, just was thrown to the side like that. Okay, and then my last one is probably the most egregious one, is Pacific Rim 2.
Completely agree.
I also
Yeah.
never
Why
watched
is
that one.
Um, I have no words. Like, it I just love Pacific Rim so much, and, like, it's one of my favorite movies made in the last, and it was just that second movie is unrecognizably, like, bad. It's just I can't describe it. You help me, Justin, because I'm sure it's
Well,
on
I
your list.
also have Pacific
Yeah.
Rim 2 on my list. It was the first one I thought of. Like Pacific Rim could have been a whole franchise. It was so simple.
That's what
The
it
second
was.
one
They
ruined
killed it.
everything. Yeah, it ruined everything that made the first one special. They don't have the main character. They kill off one of the other lead characters for no frickin' reason whatsoever. They claim Idris Elba had a son the whole time, who was one of the best pilots ever that he didn't reach out to for some reason in the first one. They ruin Charlie's character. They don't even use half the other characters. The robots fight like they're freaking like the first movie. One of the best parts about it is you can feel the gravity as the robots are walking, like they feel industrial and heavy. In the second one, they're like basically floating, like there's no physics to the movie. It's so boring as shit. And they tried to think they were so clever by saying that the monsters were trying to go to Mount Fuji the whole time, like that's the one in Japan, right? To be like, oh, that's why monsters are always attacking Tokyo. When you're like, they're not always attacking Tokyo in Pacific Rim. You're just trying to like do some lazy reference to Godzilla stuff. It was just the dumbest shit I've ever watched. It's so freaking boring. Oh yeah, that's it too. It's boring and it's awkward as shit.
Didn't they also have a better reference to kaiju movies in the first Pacific Rim?
Which reference? Because a lot of their kaijus were referencing famous ones. I
thought the first movie they had some reference where Japan was able to hold out longer or something like that. Unless I'm thinking of something completely different.
Was it that? Nope, that's in I think that's in War of the Worlds, isn't it? Where they say they took out one in Japan, like there's a rumor. I may be wrong, but I think that's it.
We just watched that.
Yeah, I remember it was that movie or another like monstered alien attack disaster movie. There's just a rumor of that. But yeah, horrible movie. Like, it's so bad I just pretend it doesn't exist. Another sequel so bad I pretend it doesn't exist is Men in Black 2. I fucking hate Men in Black 2 more than anything. I've hated it since I was a little kid. It's not funny. It's not self-aware. It's not all the cleverness and fun of the first one The second one is just mindless the whole time. But I will never forgive for my entire life that at the end he gets his new partner at the end, the mortician girl, and then at the beginning of the second movie he's just mind wiped her and she's gone, so he can keep doing that until he gets Tommy Lee Jones back. I hate that so goddamn much. It's the laziest writing I've ever seen. I hate that movie so much. That's why that one joke and that one insanely specific joke in Rick and Morty where Rick gets his mind wiped and all he remembers is Men in Black 2 and that's it. And then he has lines like, I don't remember much except that Men in Black 2 was a shallow cash grab of the original, was just specifically a joke written just for me. So I enjoyed it so much. And then my third most hated sequel is Gremlins 2, which I know a lot of people defend it because you got all this zany off-the-wall shit. And as a standalone movie, fine. It's like a fun, silly, stupid Looney Tunes movie. That's fine. But Gremlins 1 is one of the best, like, comedy horror movies ever made. It's got some of the best effects ever. The plot, everything's just so smooth and perfect. It's got such a unique dark sense of humor. The first one's goofy, but it takes the idea relatively seriously, so it's really fun. The second one just abandons all sense of logic just to do a bunch of gags for 2 hours, which is so tedious to me. Because I'm like, is it kind of funny when a gremlin drinks a potion with fucking glasses on it and then comes up dressed as a professor and starts using big words to describe stuff? Or one drinks one with a female logo on it, so comes up as like a sexy prostitute? Yes, out of context, that's kind of stupidly funny. But it's just dumb. It doesn't make sense with the first one. And then you have fucking Hulk Hogan interrupt the movie halfway through because it just does not take itself seriously. But the most egregious thing that drives me nuts is a gremlin drinks a bat potion, turns into a bat monster, flies out the wall, and then flies around outside, even though gremlins cannot live in the sun. And that was a huge plot point in the movie. That movie drives me crazy. I would smash it with a hammer if I could. And another insanely specific joke is that Key and Peele sketch where you see behind the scenes where they do the Gremlins 2 round table and you have the Hollywood script doctor come in and just ruin the movie completely. If you haven't watched that, go search Key and Peele Gremlins 2 because it is the most specifically tailored to me joke I have ever seen in my entire life. So apparently there are people out there who agree with me on these things nobody else cares about.
Wow, that's the funniest skit I have ever seen.
Yeah, maybe in 10 years, I'll see a sketch do an incredibly specific Pacific Rim 2 reference as well.
I don't know. I did like the one small joke of Pacific Rim in that show Jury Duty.
What was it? I don't remember.
It was one whole... So, for anybody who doesn't know, Jury Duty is like the Joe Schmo show, but one guy is put into this jury duty. Everyone else is actors, but he thinks it's real. So now they're in, and there's this one person that's supposed to be a character witness for the defendant. And he's talking about how good the guy is and everything. And then the prosecution goes up. It's like, is it true that you got arrested for masturbating in a movie theater? He's like, yes. And then the defense comes up, and the defense is just like, what movie was it? Pacific Rim Uprising?
There's nothing to masturbate to in that movie.
Maybe you just like robots and...
I did not remember that at all.
I think it gets even funnier once you think about how we're only seeing the jokes part of it. In order for them to make the guy think that's real jury duty, that was like an hour or 2 hour long testimony with this guy sitting there asking normal questions, and then it just ends with that. We only see the last like 2 minutes, but that was like 2 hours that ends with, oh yeah, he was arrested for masturbating in a theater to Pacific Rim Uprising. So Justin, I take it you're not planning on watching Gremlins 3?
Oh, I absolutely will. 100%. It's got the original writer involved. It does not seem like... And at this point, even if it's freaking as silly as the second one, I'm desperate enough that I would watch another Gremlins movie. With how popular Gremlins was in the time, man, like, it should have been a bigger thing. If they hadn't botched that sequel so hard, I think we'd have like 5 of them by now.
You should buy the Gizmo Furby.
No, thank you. I don't need no fucking Furbies in general, especially not a Gizmo one.
Did they do
I like when
crossover back in the day?
Yeah,
So
they had Gizmo toys. That was referenced in Gremlins too, with the little dancing thing sequence he did. That was just fucking awkward.
Okay.
The only good part
funny
in that
thing-
entire movie is when Gizmo puts on a Rambo fucking bandana. That's it.
That was
So
pretty
funny thing with the Gizmo Furby. So when Furbies first came out, they were clearly based off of Gremlins. And now who did Gremlins? New Line Cinema or whoever it was. They're looking at it, it's like, these are just Gremlins. What the hell? They just completely ripped us off. But they had a good working relationship with Bandai. So they just reach out to Bandai, and Bandai, they did some sort of deal, some money passed. It's like, we're sorry, they paid them. And they also decided to make a special Gizmo Furby during that time period. Now for my comedy, or my sequels, we will go with Hangover Part 3.
Thank God. I was so close to picking that.
So when I first saw Hangover, hilarious. And I had no idea what I was going in for. Just me and my buddy were going to movie theater. It's like, want to go see something? Sure. What's playing? Well, Hangover. That looks like it might be funny. Let's just go see it. Had no idea what was going to happen. It was a hilarious movie. Saw Hangover 2. Still funny. I would say it's not as good as the first one just because it was the second movie. If there was no Hangover 1 and only Hangover 2 came out, it would probably be just hilarious. But it just felt like it was kind of doing the same thing over again. And I also, yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But then but I did think that Ken Jeong's character was becoming taking too much of a role in the second one. I thought he was being overused. But, all right. But then the third movie came out. And I was kind of looking forward to it. Figured, still a funny time. And then Ken Jeong's character plays an even bigger role in it. And it's not the same plot at all. And it's just not very good.
Yeah, it's called Hangover 3, and they don't get fucking hungover. That drove me nuts.
They did in the mid-credits scene.
Yeah, mid-credits scene was when the movie finally got started, in my opinion. I was like, yeah, let's watch this movie.
And it's like, it becomes some like weird crime stories, like going against drug dealers. It just like, this is just getting really stupid. And yeah, it was just bad. It was just a bad movie. Another one I will say will be Superman 3. Because Superman 1, great movie. Really good movie. There's not too much bad with it. The turning back time thing, it's kind of wonky, not the best ending to a story, but it was also 70s Superman. He kind of did that a bunch in comics. Going to then Superman 2. Another, not as good as the first one. A lot of behind the scenes stuff went on with firing Richard Donner and all sorts of other shit. And so you wind up with some over the top campiness. But if you do find and watch the Richard Donner cut, it's actually a pretty good movie. Superman 3 was just garbage. They took the camp from Superman 2 and turned it up to 11. The movie's mostly about Richard Pryor. And it's like, Superman's barely in there. He goes evil at one point, puts on the Superman Returns costume, bangs a chick, pushes over the Leaning Tower of Pisa so it's straight, and somehow that's evil. And Richard Pryor somehow survives accidentally skiing off the top of a skyscraper. And reading some more behind the scenes things where the producers, the Sulkins, they did not want to put a villain from the comics in there because they did not want to, quote, pander to the fans. So they made up some weird robot instead of Brainiac. And it's just a bad movie. Like, really bad. Superman 4 is worse, but that's getting far. I said only up to part 3.
Hey man, Superman 4 is only technically worse. Or, like, objectively worse. If I had to choose which one I'd have to watch 20 times in a row, it would be Superman 4 any day of the week.
That's
At least
Superman
something
4 shorter.
fucking happens in that movie. Yeah, that would help too. You're gonna get
Superman
to see
4
Nuclear
also...
Man instead of Richard fucking Pryor for the whole movie.
And I will say, I love Richard Pryor, just not in Superman. That was not a good role.
Hey, I like all the actors in The Hangover. I sure don't want to see him in Hangover 3.
And also Superman 4 has the weird thing where he's able to just look at where apparently the sun is on every single part of Earth at the same exact time. And and he's able to Superman has telekinetic powers now because he's able to look at the Great Wall of China and rebuild it with his mind. And my other most hated sequel will be Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Mortal Kombat, not the greatest movie, admittedly. There's problems with it. But it's fun. It's a decent movie. It kind of keeps with the spirit of Mortal Kombat. You have the characters from the game. They look like the characters from the game. They mostly use the powers of the game. Scorpion is a little weird. But, yeah, you get the tone. And then Mortal Kombat Annihilation starts, where they're not able to get back most of the actors. So Robin Show comes back, and whoever played Katana came back, and that was it. Sonya Blade looks nothing alike, and she suddenly has short hair. Raiden looks nothing alike, even though I like both actors.
Oh yeah, Raiden's the best part of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Easy.
And it's like, and like Shao Kahn looks like garbage with his rubber skull mask that he takes off and never wears again. For some reason, Shinnok's in there. Looks nothing like Shinnok. They never say his name, so you wouldn't even notice it. Raiden and Shao Kahn are brothers somehow, and Shinnok's their father. The lore is just does not make sense. Shiva does nothing. Baraka looks like shit. They just kill characters right away. Rain just gets killed. Ermac, I don't know what the fuck. He just stood there and did not use any powers. And then, like, he had Noob Saibot come out of his body for some reason. They had Smoke. They had Cyrax. No Sector for some reason. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are in a single scene and just lead the rest of the goddamn movie. Jade's evil for some reason. There's so much. Like, and Justin, I might have to disagree. Jax may be the best part of that movie.
That's true. That's true.
Until he takes off his metal arms, and because that's better for some reason. His iconic metal arms just takes them off.
You know, Joe, I was going to pick Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and then I remembered the mud wrestling scene and thought, the movie's not that bad.
That's just because Sonya and Melina are two of your favorite characters.
I always start thinking all those things, and then I just hear Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, yeah! I just start dancing. As long
Simple
as that
person.
song is in there, I'll be like, this is a great time. I'm having a great time.
And like some of the plot I just don't get, where it's like, all right, Liu Kang, he has to unlock his animality, turn into a dragon. Shao Kahn turns into Ghidorah. They fight a little bit, and then the Elder Gods are like, nope, this will be decided in Mortal Kombat. It's like, what the fuck's the difference? You're not having a tournament, which is what Mortal Kombat is. This is still the same exact one-on-one fight they were having.
I'm going to be honest, Jade's god-awful acting makes the whole movie worthwhile to me.
Sindel's acting was worse.
Was a trap. Or was she the one? They were both fucking horrible. Oh my god.
Sindel, mother, you're alive. Yes, but soon you will be dead.
Yeah. Oh, such good fucking stuff, man.
Yeah. I prefer movies like that to movies that are just boring. Like, I'd watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation before the Marvels. Like, there's something that we got from those, at least.
What do you mean? Shit of the Marvels, you get to watch the plot of Spaceballs in an MCU movie.
Yeah, and it's got none of the charm.
I've never watched the Marvels. Oh wait, you said Spaceballs, not...
Yeah, Spaceballs.
Space Jam.
I've watched the Marvels, and I don't...
Cannot remember the plot. Yes, it is one of those movies.
Yeah, I feel like I must have been spacing out or something, because I don't remember anything.
There's nothing to remember.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Let's get back on topic. We went way too long talking about these movie sequels, so only one question this week. Let's get back to Brandon Sanderson and some.
No, just ask a simple yes or no question as your second question.
Yes or no question.
Mm-hmm. Then it'll still.
All right. You know what? Here, we'll just do this. I'll just ask you: Marvel or DC?
Ooh, DC. Not allowed to elaborate further, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
Nope,
really torn.
It's a yes or no binary question, Sheta.
But I'm right down the middle.
Sheta, you're not understanding the rules of this question. It was to make it go fast.
Okay. I'm gonna go with DC then.
And I've always been more of a Marvel guy. Okay, there's our second question. Now
There we
we'll
go.
get to
Nice and
Brandon
fast.
Sanderson. And hopefully some stuff you've been enjoying instead of those movie sequels.
Ugh.
So this week, so we read chapters 22 through 25 of The Way of Kings, part of the Stormlight Archive. So, as typical, I'll ask you, how'd you two feel about these chapters?
I like them. I like them.
Why are you saying that like you're like coming out in support of a controversial cause or something?
I was trying to remember.
Sheeta's hot take. I liked this book.
I like this popular and well-selling book.
I was trying to remember.
I like them, and I don't care what you say, Father.
I like them, and I'm proud. Okay.
I'm proud of it. I don't apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the
Okay,
same. I've had nothing that's pissed me off so far, which is, good.
Although I am shocked to see that we're almost halfway through the book. I was very shocked.
Not really.
Well, I
looks
thought
like
we
it
were
to me.
still. When I was flipping through it to find my quote, I was like, I thought we were at the first quarter of the book still. That's why.
Maybe about a third of the way. Where did we end at? All right, so yeah, my copy of the book quite literally has 1,001 pages, and we finished page 367. So we're about I was gonna say about 2/5 of the way.
Either way, I am shocked, and I feel a little bit responsible that we have not seen Shallan in so long.
Yeah, you scared her out of the book.
I was like,
The writer's
oh, no,
I know people like Sheta are going to hate women in this book, so we'll just come back to her later.
I was right after. I was like, okay, I'm excited to see more and see, maybe have her win me over, and then she just doesn't show up for weeks. So I apologize.
It's your
Come
fault.
back.
Hey, it could be worse. We could be reading less chapters of this book, so she'd be gone for even longer. We could read one chapter a week.
Oh, no. I'm not going to do that.
All right. Justin, your thought? You said you liked them?
I have no complaints.
Okay. Well then, let's go into the chapters. Chapter 22, Eyes, Hands, or Spheres. In case you have turned a blind eye to that disaster, know that Aona and Sky are both dead, and that which they had held has been splintered, presumably to prevent anyone from rising up to challenge Race.
How this is going. I'm paying more attention to these names now than I usually do, just to see if I see anything. I have no idea if I've heard those before, because I'm very bad with names in the first place, but I'm very curious to see what we get revealed over the course of the book about these people.
Yeah, it's fun to see that it seems like there's two stories going on at the same time. So,
yeah, that's always fun.
Which is my time travel theory a little bit.
Oh my god. I don't remember this theory. Do I even want to?
Well, I'm just kidding.
No. Sheta's time travel theory was terrible.
Is that in this book? I remember a time travel theory in another book. Sheta, are you just jumping to time travel in every book because you're eager to read a story about it or something?
Yeah.
You're like, this is it. This will be the one I get to see time travel in.
I'll get it one of these times. There's a lot of these books, aren't there?
Yeah, eventually it'll be time travel, and we'll all be amazed.
You'll be like, this is the time travel one.
So from the image, we see it's a Dalinar chapter. So the chapter begins, Dalinar and his sons are heading to one of the king's feasts. Adolin tells Dalinar that he went to 3 more leatherworkers, and they all had different opinions about what happened to the king's saddle. The consensus from them was that the strap was sliced, but it was not necessarily sliced by a knife. It could have just been normal wear and tear. And Dalinar tells his sons that they are allowed to drink 1 cup of blue wine, but only after that they can only drink orange wine. Adolin doesn't like it, but Dalinar tells him that he will follow the codes, and the 3 of them go their separate ways at the party.
Ooh, I want to do a Cosmere party room and have those be the drink colors.
That's way too esoteric. Nobody would know what you're doing.
We'll do it at a book convention or a Cosmere convention.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That's already a thing.
Yeah, I know. I'll
So
just do it.
I did not go to it, but I know like the official Brandon Sanderson convention is Dragonsteel Nexus. And I know at least for the last two, they've had like what's called like the World Hoppers Ball, and then you go there and it's like a party or feast, actual like party or feast that's in a book.
Oh, specifically recreating one.
Yeah, so it's like one like they go there and it's during like a wedding from an actual book, so you can also see there are actors there playing certain characters from the books and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So yeah, I know. So yeah, I only know little bits and pieces I heard from listening to like the Cosmere Connections podcast, but
I think this party would be awesome to do since it has the islands thing. This one would look so fun. It would be also a pool party. That would be fun.
Are you going to segregate the male and female guests as well?
Yeah, that'd be fun. And then one brave guy will come over to the girl island, and then we'll push him in the pool.
Oh god.
And then we can duel with pool noodles, like
Oh my goodness. You would fit right in with these people, huh, Sheta?
hell yeah.
yeah. So the feast, it's set at like these multiple small islands. Each of the islands have a table on them, and the islands are kind of separated by a little bit of water, like not deep, but you have that. And as Dalinar makes his way to the King's Island, Wit is sitting nearby and he insults every single person that's walking by.
And I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, Wit's just back and forth, just making fun of every single person that goes by until Dalinar shows up, and he's just like, "Hi, Prince Dalinar."
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, is that an insult in itself? That he's not enough to insult? Or are we learning something about Wit's opinions on Dalinar?
I think so. I think they're kind of on the same page. I think he's being puppeted a little bit too.
Wit or Dalinar?
Wit.
Puppeted in what way?
In the same way Dalinar is, where he's getting instructions and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Getting visions, or he sees more than others.
Hmm.
So I just wonder that. I'm beginning to feel like Wit is Brandon Sanderson's out to just say all these mean burns that he has in a little book that he keeps.
Oh, like ones he's been keeping for people he knows in real life.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? And he's just like, oh, I'm a good writer, but I'm a pretty nice guy, so I would never say this. But I'm gonna make a character that I can just like vent out all my thoughts in a writer way. I know I could come up with a roast that's pretty good, like.
I've had a character like that before where writing a story and I have one character where, all right, this character has no filter. So they're able to say whatever horrible, insulting things that I can think of.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
I don't think I have one of those, except bad guys. I don't think I have that.
You don't really have a filter yourself, so.
Yeah, but my characters do.
I think you have in stuff you haven't published.
Oh, that's different. And I've published FFG. Yeah, no, I have that in there. I mean somebody who's just mean.
I feel like you have.
And I will also say that with Wit saying this, he did the same thing when he first met him, where he's like shows up, kind of makes fun of Renarin and Adolin and Sadeas, but to Dalinar he's just Dalinar.
Yeah, I didn't catch that before. Did you, Sheta?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
I do think it would be funny to match his vibe, though. To suddenly just be all like,
why?
Huh?
All serious?
Yeah, all serious. Maybe like like all like
Again, that could be an insult of its own. But I don't think it is. That's not the vibe I got. I got the vibe that it was just like, hey, man.
Dalinar, he stops to talk with Wit, and Wit asks Dalinar if he actually spoke of abandoning the Vengeance Pact. And Dalinar says that was just talk between me and Elhokar. And Wit says that, well, Elhokar must have spoken of it because other people are saying the same thing now. And Dalinar thanks Wit for the warning about what people are saying of him.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing.
Yeah, he's on his side.
Or he's playing some kind of long con.
No.
trying to like manipulate Dalinar in some way, and knowing that if he insults him, I don't know, you won't see him the way he
No,
needs
he's
him
just-
to or something.
He's on the same page. They're a team.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because they're getting the same visions.
Yep.
Yep, and then so as Dalinar is about to leave, he overhears, Wit's going on, and he keeps insulting more people. And then he overhears Wit welcoming Lady Navani, and Dalinar freezes up.
Ooh.
And Navani, she's actually able to stand up to Wit's insults and kind of give back a little bit to him. And Navani, she is Gavilar's widow and the mother of Yasna and Elhokar.
Let me guess, Sheta, they're finally giving you something to work with here, because this is a fucked up romantic situation.
I love these scenarios.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, my brother's widow. Forbidden.
Yep, and Dalinar finds Navani to be incredibly beautiful, but chides himself because she is his brother's widow, and he also had his own wife, even if he cannot remember anything about her. And he
Probably
thinks about how
Biggest mystery that I'm curious about.
It's just
Dalinar's
weird
wife.
that they don't make a bigger deal about that.
That's what I mean.
That's why it's a huge mystery to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd think this
Why?
would be the biggest deal ever. But he's just like, yep, can't remember her. It's like, wait, what?
Why? And like, it must be so mundane that you don't need to talk about it or something, Like, it's as simple as going to the bathroom or something, like,
Mhm. Like, who can't remember a wife?
yep, after they die, you can't remember them. And but that's not true. He did something or something happened. And he actually gave us a clue due to his foolishness. He forgot her.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's weird, though.
So. I
Oh, you
really
think
wanna
there's some
know.
totally... I thought it was kind of like he wasn't quite sure why he didn't remember her. Are you saying that he does know why?
I think so. I think he's either been told or
has a
or
guess?
knows
Yeah,
that
that could be.
because of something, maybe he had an accident and now he can't remember her.
Dalinar thinks that about how Navani, she's supposed to be in Elhokar right now, helping the queen run things. Dalinar quickly heads to the king's table, that way he's away from her, and he begins eating. Because like Sheta said earlier, or Justin, the men and women, they are kind of segregated while they eat. They're not allowed to be eaten at the same tables at these sort of events. And he knows that as long as he is eating, then Navani cannot approach him to talk. So he's sitting at the table, he's eating, and while he eats, he does kind of steal looks over at Navani, and he sees her like showing off some new fabrial that she has to some other women at the table. But at one point, she looks back at him, their eyes catch, and she smiles, and he looks away.
What a dork. I'm always
I love
shocked by this kind of thing.
Shy old guys.
And then Adolin sits down next to Dalinar and he asks if what he has heard about Dalinar and the Vengeance Pact is true. Dalinar says that it is, but he also asks Adolin if he trusts him. Adolin says that he wants to, but what if Dalinar is just having delusions and he's just getting old? Dalinar says he has considered it, but he just feels like these visions are real. He tells Adolin this isn't the place for this discussion, but he will listen to Adolin's objections. Dalinar, he does admit that Adolin is right to worry about their reputation because he did expect Dalinar to keep their conversation private. But Dalinar explains that what he did, was change tactics, and now he just wants to win the war. No more scuffling over gem hearts. He wants to find a way to lure a large enough force of the Parshendi onto the plains and ambush them and destroy their capacity for war. If not that, then he wants to find a way to strike at their center and capture or kill their leaders. That way, the Vengeance Pact will be fulfilled, and they can go home. Adolin agrees that's a good plan, but he does point out that they will need to counter the objections that Dalinar himself made 6 years ago when he came out with this siege plan. Dalinar says that back then, he still saw them as separate princedoms instead of just one united kingdom. But if they can join their forces now, then they can surround the Parshendi. Adolin says that it is a good plan, but the others will not fight together. They all just like the game of it. Adolin asks what Dalinar will do about what the others are saying about him, and Dalinar says that he will release an official refutation, and that upsets Dalinar. He tells Dalinar they should fight a duel and make everyone realize what a mistake it is to insult the Blackthorn.
Mm-hmm.
But Dalinar says he cannot do that because the codes forbid it.
Did you say Sheta?
Yeah, that's what I wanted him to do. And I
You're
think
on the
Adolin
side
is
of
right.
them?
I think that I think that's the right call to do.
Yeah.
Why do you disagree?
I hate the Parshendi, or not the Parshendi, the
Alethi.
Alethi, is that what they're called? Yeah, I hate their whole culture. I hate fight
Well,
culture, so I think it's really interesting to hear you be that's the correct choice.
Yeah, because what his goal, I may not like the violence or the
I know you do, don't lie.
okay, I love the violence, but
Yeah.
no, when you're trying to get people to see something in a certain way, you have to speak in their language and understand the way they think. And so I think that doing a duel would be the way to do it
Yeah.
because there's actually, there's actually a part that they talk about that I'll say then
You can say it now.
in this chapter. So I'll
Oh,
wait for
in this
Joe to
chapter.
finish. Yeah.
And Adolin asked Dalinar then to charge him with the honor of the house and let him fight a duel for Dalinar's sake. But Dalinar says that would just be the same as me fighting myself. Adolin says he is trying to figure out what has changed Dalinar the most, the visions, the codes, or that book. Dalinar says the codes are separate from the others, but Adolin says that they are all related in him somehow. And Dalinar tells Adolin about a passage in the book, which is about forcing people to follow you, as opposed to letting them follow you.
Yes, that was the part I was talking about. So
Yeah.
I think that Dalinar is wrong then if that's in the book, because he's trying to force them to just see it his way and do something that's against their nature. And I think that when you do something like a duel, you show them that, like, then they will understand and accept you. I think Dalinar's lesson will be that even if you mean well, if you don't consider or accept the way that others are, you'll never reach them. And this is something that in Star Trek they do all the time. If they meet a new alien, they figure out or they try to understand their belief system and they try to communicate with them that way. And because at the end they just want to come together and work together. So
So you're saying that you think that he was a certain way and now he's trying to change his ways in order to bring people together, but what he needs to be doing is stay the way he was while trying to bring things together. Is that what you're saying? Like
yeah,
he's trying to be someone he's not and he needs to embrace who he is because he is of that culture. Is that it?
I think he's trying so hard to do it in this way, and he wants everyone to just do it too but he's doing it because he feels guilty. He doesn't understand that the other people don't feel like that. And I think, Joe's probably going to say it in a bit, but that Dalinar feels like he's just completely right on this front. Like he knows we're not going to duel, and he knows he's right, and he's just not even going to consider it. And so there's no room for anything else. And I think that will be a lesson that he learns is that your first mistake is thinking that you're just right.
That's good. My feeling on it, I thought, not like this isn't what I think will happen, but I was thinking like, because no one's following these codes and shit, things are going to get so bad. Like all the leadership's going to die and they're finally going to look to them and follow the codes in the way that they're supposed to because they're clearly built for real war, not for these play wars, Because in a real war, you don't want to be dueling because you're not fighting each other and you don't want to be like accidentally wounding or killing each other's men all the time, So that's how I thought things would go. But what you're saying, I think, is really interesting because it would be kind of a middle ground between the two, right?
Hopefully that will take care of it before it gets that bad. So I think doing a duel and saying that stuff, like what you're saying, like this is serious. We can't be just messing around and not actually fighting the war anymore. Like this is serious. I think that will be a language they understand more than just his words and just the teachings. Like nobody respects or takes those teachings seriously. So unless
is it gonna be a position where things get so bad and they turn and see, oh, he's the one who was speaking this way the whole time? Or is it going to be he starts to win them over before things get bad by giving into his true Alethi nature?
I think if he listens to his son and does the duel, then he could do it before it gets bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could convince them.
Well, now I'm curious to see which direction things go, because I didn't even really consider that too much, but I like that quite a bit. I like when people learn a valuable lesson that you should be more violent. I always think that's a really fascinating one.
Yep, that's always fun. Like, oh, I should have just punched him like that. Like,
well, it's fun because we've been taught by all these like writers that I believe in who are like, hey, violence isn't the answer. This stuff is bad. But these were mostly writers that lived through like Vietnam and all this like, you know, turmoil stuff that made them have a certain philosophy about war and pacifism, you know. But like, if you lived through a real war, like where your people were going to be killed, you know, you have a very different philosophy on violence and fighting. So I always think it's interesting to explore both sides. Like if I lived in France in World War II, I would not be a pacifist, you know, like I'd be part of the resistance, killing people as much as possible. If I was, you know, not killed or cowardly, you know, who knows what you'd be in that situation. But I wouldn't be pro-pacifism, that's for sure.
And then Adolin notices that, hey, Aunt Navani's here, and she's walking right towards them. And Dalinar, he looks down, he's surprised, and he looks down at his food, and he's like, oh shit, I accidentally ate the last of it.
And yeah, there was, I doubt either of you remember it, but there was like one or two small references in Navani before this chapter. There's more of a thing where if you read a second time, it's just like, oh, I know Navani. Like one thing was Adolin was thinking, man, I miss Aunt Navani. Things were more fun when she was around.
yeah, I remember that. I was very curious to meet her.
Mm.
That there was that the king's widow is still alive, like the queen. So I thought that was pretty interesting and cool that she's still around and that she would be a powerful presence.
So Adolin hugs his aunt and he asks her when she returns. She tells him that she just got in this afternoon. Dalinar asks her why she has returned, but she just ignores that question, and she asks Adolin about his courtships. And Dalinar says that Adolin seems to be changing partners like he's in a dance.
So I just
Navani
thought of
says,
Kitty from That 70s Show's quote.
What?
I just thought of Kitty's quote from That 70s Show. You guys
What was
change
that?
partners more than square dancers. Like, she didn't know that they had switched partners. Like
hide dating Jackie at that point.
yeah. They're like, oh no, they're dating now. And so she's like, I can't keep up with you guys. Like, it's just funny.
Well, now I'm going to have her playing her in my live action casting in my head.
Cute. I did have Red Foreman.
I guess that means
as my...
Dalinar has to be Red Foreman, yep.
That's pretty
Or would it
cool.
mean that Gavilar would have to be Red Foreman?
No, I want him as a main.
Navani says that that's good, and youth is a time to experience variety. And Adolin leaves to go tell Renarin that Navani has returned. And now Dalinar is alone with Navani, and all of his confidence he has with him has left. But he composed himself, even though every time he speaks with her, it feels like he was facing a predator. Dalinar calls her Mathana, which is just a very formal way to say older sister, even though she's only like 3 months older than him. And Navani, she has a servant bring her a chair, and she sits near Dalinar, but not technically at the king's table, so she's not really breaking any rules. And even Elhokar looks over at her, and he just lets it go. But, you know, is he really going to say anything against his own mother? And Navani tells Dalinar that she has returned for 3 reasons. The first is that she wanted to bring word that the Vadans have perfected their half shards. You know, these are they're shields, and they can stop shard blades. But, since they're only shields, they're not armor or anything, so they don't lend any of the other advantages of a shard plate, though, like strength. And she says that after she had left the Shattered Plains and reached Kholinar, she realized that that was a political mistake. These war camps have become the true center of their kingdom. And while she was in Kholinar, she determined that the queen there already has the requisite skills needed to hold Elhokar. And Dalinar, he brings up Elhokar, and Navani says, he's not very good at this, is he? Dalinar says that Elhokar's a good man, but Navani says that his rule is weak. And Dalinar tells her that he will not hear ill spoken of Elhokar even by his own mother. And Navani responds by saying she's not speaking ill, and she is as loyal to her son as Dalinar is, but she likes to know what she is working with. He is seen as weak, and she intends to protect him. And Dalinar asks, well, if protecting Elhokar was the second reason that she returned, then what was the third reason? And she simply smiles back at him and doesn't say anything. And Dalinar thinks that, she is so beautiful. And he remembers back to the months when she toyed with both him and Gavilar and played them off each other, before eventually choosing the elder brother. They had all known that she would always choose Gavilar, but it still hurt when she did. And Navani says that she needs to speak with Dalinar in private. Dalinar tries to tell her that, yeah, I'm busy, but she says, well, we're going to meet anyways. And she just suggests that we'll meet a week from today, because I need to get my bearings back in the camp again, and he reluctantly agrees. And then Elhokar gets up and he gets everyone's attention in the room. And he brings up the saddle that he was thrown from it, but he tells everyone, don't worry, I was never in any real danger. And then he announces that Toril Sadeas will be the High Prince of Information, and he is charged with unearthing the truth of what happened with that saddle. And Dalinar groans and says that Elhokar does not think that I take the threats seriously, so he has turned to Sadeas. Navani's like, well, that's all right. I kind of trust Sadeas. And Dalinar tells her that Elhokar initially asked him to investigate, and Navani is able to put it all together that it looks like Elhokar now suspects Dalinar.
Yep. I am so mad at the king. The king has done nothing but piss me off this entire book. Every single thing he does just makes me so mad at him.
Yeah.
And when he explains it further in a little bit, it makes me even more mad at him.
He seems so immature or not like just kind of dumb, like not wise,
Yes.
you know.
He does. He is not wise. Absolutely.
He needs someone. He needs an advisor person.
Yeah, he has this mom. She's super wise sounding.
Yeah, but
and he has Dalinar. He has so many advisors around him.
Dalinar is not that good either. He needs. I think Sadeas would be pretty good actually. So
I don't think the advisors is Sadeas. Yeah, I think Sadeas. This is the exact kind of king Sadeas wants to be serving because he can talk him into shit. I don't think that advisors is going to be a thing. I think he's just a bad king. I think it's that simple. He's got all the signs. He's paranoid. He's rash. He makes quick decisions. He doesn't think hard. He gets emotional when people talk to him. He's self-conscious too. He's got like all the signs of being a shit king.
So you're going to be happy when he finally gets assassinated?
Well, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a shit king. You know, that's my feeling on it.
I think
Justin, would it help you if I told you how old he was?
Oh, please. How old was he? 27. Okay, then he's an even worse fucking king.
Yeah.
He talks like he's fucking 15. Oh my god, 27 in a world. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Everything I feel about the guy is
Well, Navani recognizes he's not a good king.
Yeah, and that's why I liked her. When she said that, I'm like, okay, you've got my vote.
And Elhokar just seems so oblivious to what he has done, and Navani whispers to Dalinar, do you still think that Elhokar is not a bad king? And Dalinar walks over to Elhokar, and he brings up that he had asked to be the High Prince of War, but Elhokar thought it was too dangerous. But Elhokar says that he spoke to Sadeas about it, and Sadeas agreed that the other High Princes would not accept it.
Oh my god.
And Elhokar says that Sadeas brought up, giving someone a less threatening position, like High Prince of Information first, to get them used to the idea of it.
Oh my god. What is it like to just have those words come out of your mouth like this was your idea? And when you're saying it was his idea. It's like, yes, Sadeas said he made some good point. Like, oh my god, got a worm tongue in your ear telling you this shit.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Okay, I might be as gullible as the king is, but I thought that was a pretty good idea.
It's a pretty good idea if Sadeas wants to gain more power and influence while putting Dalinar down a little bit.
Well, that's why I think he's kind of trustworthy, because I don't know who doesn't want more power for themselves, but I also do think he believes that this would help,
Uh-huh. I'm sure Sadeas thinks that it would help a lot if he was just in charge of everything. Wouldn't that make things easier?
No, he wouldn't want that.
He wouldn't want that.
It would bring unbalance to the other princes.
Yeah, I'm sure Sadius cares a lot about that. Yeah.
He does. His place is it's a delicate place. You know,
This is a man who uses bridgemen and slaughters them like flies just so he can win.
because he knows it doesn't matter. That bridgemen don't matter, but like
I like Sadius, Sheta, but no, I don't think so.
I just
I
became
think
a
that
complete Sadius supporter in this chapter.
okay, so even think about it this way. Even if Sadius has the best of means here, which maybe he does, Sadius is smart enough to know what everyone else knows. This is an undermining of Dalinar's goals to unify the people, to become the thing he wants to be, you know?
No, it's not.
It absolutely is, because everyone sees Dalinar was on the investigation, and now the king has taken Dalinar off and put Sadius in charge, which either means Dalinar is incompetent or he's working against the king. And with these
Everyone-
visions he's been having, people are already on edge about Dalinar. This
Exactly.
is a dangerous, dangerous move. You're the kind of
Interesting.
person who, when
Let me speak.
Littlefinger
Let
comes
me
to you
speak.
and
No.
yeah, he got more.
I think that this is perfect because Dalinar is also the king's uncle, and he's been all pushing all this weird, like sissy ideas at people, and like people, and he's not even fighting anymore. He's having visions. No one likes Dalinar right now. This will put Dalinar in a position where it's more balanced. You know, he finally is put in a place that people will look at him differently instead of being like, why are you so uppity? You know, they don't like Dalinar right now. So this will balance it out, make him kind of an underdog, but when he does something badass, look better, you know? I think this is a perfect place. Because then he's been too pushy. It's almost like things are gonna snap. It was getting so bad for him, you know? I think this is a really thoughtful position that Sadius has put him in.
Oh my goodness. You are Eddard Stark in King's Landing, Sheta. That's what I'm hearing.
Wow.
That's no insult. That means that you see the best in people and you're assuming that they're working towards a common good goal and making sense and being rational.
We'll see. Maybe.
And not just grubbing for whatever little powers they can get and seeing opportunities to one-up each other.
Sadius,
With,
whatever he is,
A
it feels
fool
like
king who you can talk into anything.
he also I think no matter whatever Sadius is, I think he is like he thinks of the end goal. So I think if they want to win, they have to come together, and he and Dalinar kind of have an understanding. I think he's kind of low key helping him.
I have no idea how you can read the Kaladin chapters and be a Sadius supporter.
It makes sense. Everything he does makes his kind of sense.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, what is his end goal specifically, right?
Yeah, I think he wants to win the war, you know, and I think he's a strategizer. That's why his name is, what is his name?
Sadius? Oh,
Sadius.
his title.
Oral High Prince of Information.
No, yeah, I was going to say strategist.
Oh,
Sadius
my
the
God.
strategist.
We shall see. We shall see. I don't think he's going to be evil, but I don't think he's what you're saying.
Also, it was ever since the voice said you can trust Sadius, you know?
And now you're trusting voices too. Oh no, Sheta. Did we not read a whole book where they trusted a voice and things went horribly wrong?
This last little bit of this chapter, if Dalinar realizes he has been outmaneuvered. The High Prince of Information has authority over criminal investigations, and it was nearly as threatening as High Prince of War, but Elhokar does not realize that. And Elhokar says, "Don't worry, Uncle. Sadius might not find anything, and you'll be vindicated." But Dalinar does not find that likely.
Oh my God. This little... Okay, so Sheta, you defend Sadius. Do you defend the king?
No, I think
Okay,
he's...
good.
Yeah, no, I think he's, like, simple, like I said already. Unwise and all that.
The way he talks, I imagine him being Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. That's what I see.
Especially idiot?
Now that you're older than I thought. A weak, ineffectual king. Paranoid, dangerous, you know.
A little psychotic.
There's a part, I think it was last week, yeah, where Dalinar talks to the king, and in his eyes he sees a flash of suspicion, right? And then Dalinar talks more, and he sees the flash disappear, and he thinks, I guess whatever I said calmed him down. Meanwhile, his son saw the same thing a couple chapters earlier, and he didn't think I calmed him down. He saw a flash of suspicion, and then it was gone. And what he thought was, that's freaky. Like, he didn't want, whatever that was, he doesn't want me to see it. And I like the two of them reading that differently. And I think he's a lot more dangerous than Dalinar is realizing, and a lot more far gone than he's realizing and putting on.
Jeez.
So he scares me. He scares me a lot.
He is harmless, I thought.
A harmless person who's just a normal person is one thing. When they become a king, that same harmlessness can, I think, become the most dangerous thing, because whatever feeling or thought or whim they have can lead to people being arrested and killed. Do you know what I mean by that? Did I explain that well at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what their whim is. They're kind of a wild card.
Mm-hmm. Like, some people are not meant to have power and responsibility and the threat of assassination.
Yeah. Yeah, they will have kind of unpredictable reactions. And because they have so much power, it's like a kid waving a knife around or a gun around.
Well, I was thinking, think of somebody who everyone's had this, who's gotten irrationally mad, and then an hour later they calm down, right? But if they had the power and they were surrounded by sycophants to, like, inflame that feeling and then act on it, that's really scary, None of us can, like, send our Gestapo to go arrest somebody if they just, like, insult us, but a king can, and that's a dangerous level of responsibility. I guess that's the power corrupts. I guess they've been saying that for 1 billion years, I guess.
All right. Anything else from this chapter you two want to go over?
Oh, yeah. Let's see, what did I want to say? Oh, when the son, he was saying that the 3 things that were, like, what's affecting you? The code, the book, the visions? And I was like, I think it's all the same. And then he's like, no, they're all different. And so I wonder if they are different, because right now I'm just assuming they are the same, but yeah. I don't know.
Like, maybe the book isn't relevant and he's just looking too much into that.
Yeah, or like or the code is written by some other thing and the book is different too. Like, it's all, and the visions are from a whole different thing. Like,
I'm sorry, does the code not come from the book? I just assumed it does, but I guess I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No, they're not.
So
the codes
that's
are
interesting.
separate.
mm-hmm.
So what if the story is a voice is speaking to him and he's turning to the Bible to try to understand it, but the Bible was actually written by, like, the devil or some shit like that?
That's exactly what I mean.
And so he's got 2 different problems, right? That's funny. I can't think of any evidence of that, but it would be an interesting idea to explore.
Yeah. I thought that was...
If he's not writing it, I will write that book, because I think that's super interesting.
that would be just kind of like Lost, how Locke thought God was telling him.
That's true. Yeah, but he didn't have a text. It's the turning to a text specifically to try to... That's a great example, but the turning to the Bible specifically to try to find meaning in these visions you're having. That's the part.
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of the plot of Well of Ascension?
No, because they were uncovering ancient texts. This would need to be like the one everyone reads that we use to make sense of our life, That's kind of what you're saying, right, Sheta?
Yeah, like a Bible.
Yeah. There's similarities there. That's why I wouldn't be too shocked if he did that. I just don't see evidence of that yet, unless there's something sketchy in there I'm missing.
Well, there's a lot of contradictions in them, in the book and in the code and stuff,
Are there?
Well, there's one that says that light eyes are not better, dark eyes are better,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm, like, wondering where they come from and if they are actually related or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll watch that more. Now I'm curious to think about that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Dalinar is a bunch of living contradictions right now.
Yeah, that's why he's so miserable. But you haven't asked yet, Joe, but you're probably going to ask what the title of the chapter is, and that's my... Wait,
Yep.
spheres, hands, and eyes. And I was
Yep, that
wondering
was
if
next thing I was going to ask. Yeah, the chapter, the title was called Eyes, Hands, or Spheres. So why was that chosen as the title of this chapter?
I said I tried to match them to the three different things. Like which one has spheres and which one's eyes and which one's hands and what they would represent. Because there's a lot of
you gotta
symbolism.
tell us.
It's not very well thought out, but I guess the eyes would be the visions, and then the code would be spheres, and the book would be hands.
Why is the code
And-
spheres?
Well, I thought whichever one is related to the magic would be that one, because the spheres come from
Mhm.
that, and then the hands would be like what you fight with, like holding weapons and spears and things like. So whichever one is about war, I guess. So I guess that would be the code then. Actually, I don't know.
So I put no thought into this and did not even notice the chapter title till you asked now. So mine is just totally BS. It's whether Sadius is doing this for hands, eyes, or spheres, either to grab control of something or to see something that he can't see from where he is, to learn something, or to gain more money. Those are mine. That is based on absolute total bullshit, nothing, but that's what I got.
And yeah, and also in the chapter, it was part of the dick joke that Wit made.
Yes.
What was the dick joke? I totally forgot a dick joke.
Well, Wit was saying, like, what would you want to take from me? My eyes, hands, or spheres? Well, you can't take my eyes because I only have one, and without an eye, what can Wit be? Like, can't remember what the
the
hand
spheres.
thing
Yeah, I
was,
only
and,
have two. Yep, I forgot. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I guess we're putting too much thought into this.
well,
It's just Wit's best burn.
well, I think there's more to it than just
I
the
know.
dick joke.
I think there's more to everything Wit says. He's a creep. He's talking with a knowledge beyond his station. That's my opinion. If I was king, I would not want him to be my Wit. He seems too smart.
Yeah, that's why this king would, because he's dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next chapter. Chapter 23, Many Uses. Epigraph. You have accused me of arrogance in my quest. You have accused me of perpetuating my grudge against Race and Bavadin. Both accusations are true.
I like that. I like this guy.
All right, so chapter begins, and Bridge 4 is out on rock collecting duty. Or pretty much what they're doing is they're having to, they're collecting rocks, putting them in away again, and then later these rocks are soul cast into food to feed everyone.
So weird.
That'd be awesome, man. I would love to just go grab rocks and be able to make my food.
This kind of reminds me of the manna from heaven thing. Like, I wonder if, there's kind of in the Bible turning all these things into food, water into wine, and getting fish and bread, and or just like a lot of
that's
food
interesting.
spells. I said miracles. So I
Yeah.
really wonder where these ideas come from.
What I'm hearing you say, Sheta, is much stupider. It's that Moses parted the sea too far, and that's why there's no water, and it's all in the sky.
Oh my goodness.
He just fucked up. He was like, shit, I did that way too hard. Now we're in a giant ocean bottom wasteland.
You're
There's
saying
crabs
that
everywhere.
we had a world where they pushed the moon too far and ruined the atmosphere.
Yeah, but if God's like, Moses, have some of my power, and he just does too much, he's like, whoa, I'm sorry, bro. I thought you could handle it. I'm sorry. You accidentally drowned all your people and plunged us into a apocalyptic Mad Max world.
In Sheta, I will make one correction. In Mistborn, they did not move the moon, they moved the planet.
Okay.
Scadrial has no moon. The moon was never referenced in those books.
Does that mean there is no moon?
Yes, there is no
Wouldn't
moon
it
on
be fucking
Scadrial.
dark as shit at nighttime then? Like pitch black?
There's probably other stuff going on. I mean,
Like what?
mists.
Mists don't make light.
Yep, these mists were also the body of a god.
Yeah, but they never said they were luminescent. Is there an official source that says there's no moon?
Yes, Scadrial
Okay,
has
well then
no moon.
I cannot question it.
Yeah,
But that is very
would
surprising.
be dark.
Yeah, it would be pitch
Do they have
black.
stars or do,
Yeah, but I'm not that knowledgeable. Does not most of the light come from the moon's reflection from the
It
sun
does.
hitting the moon to us?
At night, yes.
Yeah. However, here's the answer. It's not fucking Earth. It's a fantasy world. I guess things work differently. Don't argue with it. Just ask the author instead.
Somebody might have. I could always search to see if someone
If
asked
no
him
one
that.
has, I definitely will. Because I'm always curious in that kind of thing.
All right, so Bridge 4 is out on rock collecting duty. And yeah, Kaladin, while they're doing that, he has sent Rock and Teft out to find the knobweed reeds while the others are collecting rocks. And, and Syl has started helping them because, it's become easier now since Rock's able to see Syl. She just leads them to where some reeds are that she finds. But Teft, he just can't figure out why Rock now is able to find so many more reeds than he was. And Kaladin, he's staying over by the wagon. He's helping them when the guys bring over rocks, lift them into the wagon. And the other bridgemen just are not happy with Kaladin.
I even wanted to punch him when he was like, it's like, oh, that's a good one. I'd be like, fuck off. Like,
oh, I totally agreed. Yeah.
like trying to be all like good managering me. Fuck off. You're not like, why are you coming over here and bothering me? Like, you're not my friend. Don't act like it. I would be really pissed.
Iron Rock comes over and he asks Kaladin what they will do if somebody notices that they are collecting the reeds. Kaladin just says that I'll tell them that I'm going to weave a hat for myself with them. And Rock, he bows towards Syl before leaving, and she says that she likes him because he is respectful. And Kaladin tells her, well, then you can go follow him instead. But inside, Kaladin is hoping that she doesn't because he's grown attached to her. And she tells him that she can't do that because Rock is too respectful. Kaladin feels like Syl's growing more and more individual and smarter by the hour. Kaladin says that it would be easier to deal with the bridgeman if he could pin the blame of all this on Gaz, but Syl says that that would not be honest. Kaladin asks her why she cares so much about honesty, and she says that she just does. And another bridgeman comes over and, gives Kaladin a rock, and he puts it in, and as he's leaving, he gives Kaladin a rude gesture. Kaladin says that he thought that them seeing him going out and rescuing the others would give them hope, but they are still indifferent. And, Rock had only helped him, with the stuff or with the food because he had a debt to Kaladin, and even Teft is not willing to share his food with the others. Kaladin realizes that he has shown them that they can survive, but they still don't have lives that are worth living. A few hours later at night, Kaladin, Rock, and Teft go back to where the wagons are in order to collect the reeds. And Teft, he's about to leave and just be done with it all until Kaladin tells him that, no, I need you. And hearing that stops Teft, and Kaladin notes that Teft seems to long for being needed like that. And Syl goes out, and she also manages to find them some bottles, which Kaladin needs, and, they take the bottles and the reeds, and they head out to the spot where Kaladin had almost jumped into the chasm. And he thinks about how, if he winds up failing to save the bridgeman, then that wretch that he was before will wind up taking him over again.
Well, now
And
I have to
Kaladin-
admit, I kind of want to see him not save them and see if he can power through. I'm kind of curious now. How much pain can this poor guy go through?
So far, it's not going that good.
I don't know. I think this went pretty smooth. This part.
I mean, I guess he's gotten everything he has planned to do has worked.
Mm-hmm. And he's made a couple friends.
Yeah.
All right, and so Kaladin shows the others that they are going to milk the reeds for the sap and, into the bottles. And he explains that the knobweed sap is a powerful antiseptic and it will help them save lives. Teft asks him why he cares so much, and Kaladin says, because they are my men. And Teft says that it's not what a bridge leader is. And Kaladin says that it means whatever we decide that it means. And as they milk the reeds, Kaladin then he asks Rock, how did you become a bridgeman? Teft objects because they really should not be sharing their stories. Rock says, no, I will tell him. And he explains that the Hornader Peaks, they have no shards. All the other countries have at least some shards. Some have shard plate and shard blades, some have just one. But the Hornader Peaks have none of them. So one of their nobles, who are called the Nuotoma, went to try and win some shards, and Rock was part of his retinue. His Nuotoma had decided to challenge Sandius, since Sandius had plate but no blade, and he thought it'd be easier to win the plate first and then get a blade afterwards. But Rock's Nuotoma lost, and Rock came into Sandius' service because of that. Kaladin says he was lucky that he lost, because if he would have won, then they would have discovered that they were tricked, and he never would have been allowed to take Sandius' plate. Teft says that no, it's tradition, or if you kill a shard blade user or shard plate user, then you get it. Kaladin says that tradition is just the pretty box they use to hide their lies. And Rock continues his story and says that he was a cook, so then he became Sandius' cook. Rock wasn't happy with him, so he decided to enhance Sandius' soup with chuldung, and put chuldung in his bread, and garnish his steak with chuldung, and he made a chutney out of chuldung. And then Teft, he just breaks out laughing at Rock's story, and Kaladin realizes that this is what they are missing. Rock asks Kaladin for his story, but Kaladin is not going to share it. Teft says, hey, that's not fair. Rock shared his. Kaladin asks, all right, Teft, if you share your story, then I'll share mine. But Teft declines. But Kaladin still, then he just tells them that he killed a man. But that was not the reason he became a slave, though. It was not murder, and in fact, Kaladin was actually thanked for it by someone very important. But he adds that light eyes don't react well when you turn down their gifts. And Kaladin, he's shocked at how painful it still was to remember those events from Amaram's army. And that's the end of the chapter. And there was one more thing I just realized I forgot to bring up during this chapter. Yeah, because the apothecary, he had told Kaladin, with the knob reeds, he'd be lucky to get 1 drop from each one. But in fact, he's getting like 2 to 3 drops each reed.
That's because he had a companion that will double his take, like a video game.
What video game?
Well, yeah.
Sometimes
you have video.
I just played Mario Party where they did that.
Yeah, there's bonuses for having a specific team member. And since he has still, that's his bonus.
I guess so.
You're able to forge more.
Mm-hmm.
You will forge. Yeah, God.
Yeah. This whole thing feels like a video game. 20. Kaladin's kind of bitter. He really hates light eyes.
Well, I'm excited to get the full story of where that comes from specifically.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we see when he's small and he's like, I'm gonna get a shard blade. Like, he totally believes in that. Now he's become so disillusioned. But I predict that he will win one. He will win one and he'll be like, I can't believe I stopped having faith in this. And yeah, I don't know how he'd win one, but he's a good fighter. So I could see it happening.
Anything else from this chapter?
So they get shard blades from the Lost Radiance. So, never mind. I'll do that later.
They don't know where shard blades and shard plate comes from.
That's weird. It's really
a tech.
weird.
That's why, they were talking about how last chapter, Yakoved made the what they call half shards, which are kind of shields against shard blades, and they think that will be a step towards them rediscovering how to create shard plate and shard blades.
I see. I think that is such a interesting mystery. Like, it's the most valuable thing to the princes, and that's what they're fighting for, and they can't make it. But then these other people can make it. It's so weird. I thought they were ancient. I thought they were just there were only a set amount of them, but it seems to be more common than I thought.
The armors?
Yeah, I thought there was only 13 sets of armors from the knights, but it seems.
I don't think they come from the knights. That's always been your theory, right?
Yeah, I'm mixing up my theories and what we've read.
You're mixing up your own theories?
Yeah, well, my theories with actual facts from the book. So if I ever say something that's not in the books, you can call me out on it.
Yeah, because with it, there's not many shard plates and shard blades. It's like Rock was saying, because there's with all of them, there's still probably only 50, probably less than 100, somewhere around there. But like, there's
Okay.
I think they said there's like 13 plates or blades in the Alethi war camps. Yakoved probably has a similar amount, and then other countries have like 2 sets or just a plate or just a blade, stuff like
Okay.
that. There's not many,
Okay.
and it's a lost
Still.
technology, so they can't make more.
Okay. Man, this place kind of sucks. Like they don't have anything. They just keep seem to just be fighting and not making anything. I guess their magics make stuff, but even that I feel like is something that they inherited.
Yeah, you're saying a culture that's fully devoted to war and, playing at war isn't going to be pushing forward with the newest tech?
Yeah.
I'm correct, it would be, but this stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, they kind of piss me off.
I thought you were in total support.
Of Sadius and what he's doing.
Oh, just of Sadius. Okay.
But the war that they're doing, I agree with Dalinar that it's very annoying. I don't know if you were going to ask this, Joe, but what is the thing that they need? Is it laughter? Is it friendship?
What?
Because he's like, oh, that's it. That's what we need. After Rock tells his story, and it makes Teft and laugh, and they kind of have a
He's
good time.
gonna do a
about it.
stand-up comedy routine for the game.
We need pranks, is what he's gonna say.
Pranks. Oh, that's even worse.
We need to prank the guy. What's his name? Gaz. We need to prank Gaz. That would be so funny.
My God.
Yeah, I wonder if it's levity or enjoyment or just joy of any kind. And so that's my guess.
I like the stand-up comedy routine. He's going to spend all week writing it. It's going to be jokes tailored to Bridgman specifically.
Oh my God. No, I don't want to see it. Oh, and then Kaladin's routine becomes so famous, he becomes the next wit.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And that's how he'll get close to the king and get a shard blade.
Yep. Asked a fellow Bridgman his name the other day. Only got so far as B before he died. Didn't. That is my best Bridgman comedy routine joke I can think of on the fly, and I'm hoping that he'll just have a bunch of those.
Like the guy in the back, I at least got to the 3rd letter.
Yeah, guy behind me, I got it. Yeah. Oh, that's a good follow-up. I like that. All right, come next week for our entire Seinfeld-style Bridgman jokes opening sequence.
I don't know if the Bridgman would appreciate these jokes.
No, I don't think they would. I think they'd just kill him. I didn't say it was going to go well. It's going to get about the same reaction as him being like, good job, champ.
That's why he needs to get Winona Ryder and her ping pong ball trip.
Mm-hmm. Now that would, I think that would excite them. She wouldn't miss one.
They already have, like, whores and things.
Whoa, what are you talking about? She just hit every ping pong ball, Sheta.
Yeah, don't you remember the movie?
No.
That was South Park.
Oh, South Park?
And then you see from between her legs as they pop out, and everyone's like, whoa! Then later you see from the other side, she's just hitting them.
I see.
It's for the troop show.
I see.
USO show.
Yeah.
All right. So this chapter was called Many Uses. So why was this title chosen?
The medicine only really has the one use, correct? Or did they say there was more?
Oh, maybe it's a Patch Adams thing. Like, it'll also heal your soul to heal others or something like that.
Yep, he's gonna come in like Patch Adams, Sheta, even better.
Why? Many use. Yeah, I think that it has something to do with what you can do with what you have, which is, just yourself, and like what you can do with that is be a friend and care about stuff. Like friends can help each other. So, oh my gosh, forgive me, but I had a thing where I was like, that's it. It's friendship. friendship will light up the armors, just like in My Little Pony when they come together.
What is with you? You're not even that big of a My Little Pony fan.
I was a huge fan of Friendship is Magic.
You were
And
a fan. You were not a huge fan.
I have like 10 t-shirts, a bunch of posters and stuff like that. Like at the height of it, I had a lot of stuff. I had a belt.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. It was just right before the bronies that I kind of got out of it. Yeah, but Dalinar's message is to bring them together. That's exactly what they did in My Little Pony. They were fighting, but when they became friends, their powers like lit up and they got really cool armor and they fought the bad guy. So that's my prediction.
You know, Sheta,
Wait.
I've listened...
Wait.
Oh, Joe.
Sorry. So your prediction is once Dalinar and the other High Princes become friends, then all their shard plate will start glowing and gain more power?
Yes. They'll turn on and they'll be like, oh, what's happening? Just like in My Little Pony, and then they'll get the power to defeat the big bad guy.
You know, Sheta, I listened to a whole video going in-depth on the lore of the famous pony jar, you know? And
Oh my God.
you are the one who has officially made me sick of hearing My Little Pony reference.
But it's relevant. It really reflects it. It's just because he needs to bring them together, like as friends. That is exactly the same plot.
All right.
Well, folks, you heard it here. The Way of Kings is just ripping off My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Okay,
But in a
let's move on. So we'll go on to the next chapter. Now, with the next chapter, there is a, I guess depending on the printing, you may have an image in the book, you might not. So I listened to some other podcasts, and I guess this next image, I've seen that some people have mentioned it's here, some people have mentioned it got put at a different spot. So I'm just going to put it in our chat here so you can see it, and then we'll talk about it. Because this is the image that was at my book when we got here.
I did not have that image. I would have remembered that for sure.
Yeah, so this one, in my notes, I just called it Kaiju Attack.
Yeah, what the fuck? I want to see this.
Wow.
Yeah, so
This
then
is before
Justin...
what chapter?
So, in the hardcover, it's right before this chapter 24, but I believe in like the mass paperback, I think they put it before like a later one, like chapter 26 or 27, something like that. But you'll probably see it next week when we read.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty much it's just a giant monster crab thing over a city with a bunch of people pointing at it all scared. All right. So now going on to the chapter. This is chapter 24, which is called The Gallery of Maps. Epigraph. Neither point makes the things I have written to you untrue.
Yep. I kind of just want to cut these all out and just read them all together.
Well, if you want to do that once we finish this part, then you can...
No, I just want to do it now.
All right, so this chapter begins, and Dalinar is in Elhokar's gallery of maps meeting with High Prince Royan. And Dalinar looks over the maps in the room which show the Shattered Plains. The maps are more detailed on the west side, but become less so on the east side until they just stop. And Dalinar looks at the maps and he looks at a plateau that they have called the Tower. It is a plateau that's far away, and they have never been able to win a gem heart there. But it's also a very large plateau. And he thinks that if they could find some way to get a large enough force of Parshendi there, and then trap them, then they could kill a large enough number of them to cripple the Parshendi's ability to fight war. And there's also a list on the wall of all the High Princes and how many gem hearts they run. And Royan is last on this list. And Dalinar, he tells Royan that they can no longer treat this war as a game. But Royan responds that all wars are games. Dalinar tries to say that there is no point, and they are just winding up going in circles. And Royan says that Dalinar is making him believe the rumors about him are true, that he has lost his taste for combat. Dalinar says that they are wrong, and he wants Royan to join him in a joint plateau assault. He explains that each High Prince has different strengths. Sadeas's bridges are the fastest, Dalinar is known for his heavy infantry, and Royan has the best archers. They could work together and try new tactics against the Parshendi.
This part pissed me off so much. I've liked Dalinar this whole book, but when he says that Sadeas has the best bridgemen, and they could maybe implement tactics in, he lost a lot of my like of the character. I was so sad to hear it.
He was trying to butter him up.
Yeah, I understand.
Also, I feel like a lot of the people up top especially don't really know what's going on, like the details of it.
Isn't that their job? No, they know.
Yeah.
And didn't he earlier say that he finds it distasteful what he does? Like he doesn't approve of it?
He did say
Yeah.
that. So I think now he's just giving examples of how other people might think of Sadeas, his bridge crew.
You and fucking Sadeas, I swear, what is going on with that?
I don't know. I just really thought and saw that he was maybe secretly really smart and stuff.
Sadeas?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he is secretly quite smart. A lot smarter than Wit gives him credit for.
Yeah. I wonder if that's an act on Sadeas's part.
That I don't think so. I think he is kind of like not as smart as he thinks, you know, but that doesn't mean he's dumb, you know.
Mm-hmm. I did forget all the other aspects of Sadeas that he pays for. He pays for it a lot, apparently.
Who says that? When was that said? I have no memory of this.
Wit said that.
Yeah.
Wit said, I know you can't. I know you like to pay people a lot for this and that, hinting at his frequency at paying for whores and stuff. So
I don't know if that was true.
I don't remember any of that, and yet I
was
totally
Sadeas.
believe you.
Wit said something like, Sadeas is, something about insults, and like, well, Sadeas is in sluts. And
oh yeah. Yeah.
And Sadeas is just like, really, Wit? That's the low joke you're going for.
That just kind of makes me like
Sadeas
him
pays for it. That's what I heard. Spreading rumors about your guy.
I like a man with a healthy appetite, Justin.
Oh, God.
All right. Back into the story. Royan considers, and he asks Dalinar, well, who gets the gem heart then? Dalinar says they will split it equally. Royan asks, well, what if we capture a shard blade? And Dalinar says, well, we'll go to the one who won it. Royan points out that will wind up being Dalinar then, since both he and his son already have plate and blade. And Dalinar knows that he has promised plate and blade to Renarin, but he tells Royan that if they win shards, then Royan will get the first set, and then if they wind up winning the second set, Dalinar will get them. Royan says that I am a high prince, and my princedom is the smallest, but I will not see myself subordinated to someone greater. And Dalinar thinks, you've already done that. And he says that their kingdom can become something great, but Royan says that he's satisfied with what he has. But he will still think on Dalinar's proposal, though. After Royan leaves, Dalinar thinks about how everyone was concerned with looking strong, but he could see that it was all just frivolous. Elhokar was a light once, and Dalinar thinks that he could almost see the thing that had excited Gavilar in the months before his death. And Dalinar, he's been stretching the last 6 years for the answers, but they just seem to keep becoming more distant. And then Adolin enters the gallery of maps and asks how things went with Royan. Dalinar says, disappointing. And Adolin winds up quoting scripture about how a man's life on Roshar is conflict. Dalinar questions him, and Adolin says that Malasha is rather religious, and she is the daughter of Bright Lord Sevix. Dalinar asks about Yanala, and Adolin thinks about how he gave her many gifts, but none of them repaired things. He says that things with her are rocky, and Malasha seems like a better prospect. And Dalinar says it was wrong to approach the weakest High Prince first. Gavilar had dreamed on uniting Elhokar, but they had failed. They had defeated them all, but they did not unite them. Adolin asks if he will still approach the other High Princes, and Dalinar says that he will. And then Adolin reports that Sadeas has requested to enter their war camp and speak to their grooms. Dalinar says that, his new position gives him the right, but Adolin believes that Sadeas will act against them. The king has grown paranoid enough to suspect even Dalinar, and then Sadeas moves to put himself in prime position to undermine them. All he needs to do is find imaginary evidence, and he'll turn Elhokar against them.
So, Sheta,
Dalinar-
what does your Sadeas defense say here when your other guy you believe in, Adolin, is saying what I'm saying?
Saying what? That he's...
That he's not trustworthy.
I think what I think is interesting is all these characters, well, these three characters, or Sadeas, Dalinar, and Adolin, all have points that I think are right and are wrong, and they keep missing each other at all of the things, because when it comes to like proving himself through duel, I think that Adolin is right. When it comes to trusting Sadeas, I think he is wrong. So it's, yeah. So Dalinar trusts Sadeas, but I think his way of dealing with the army is wrong. Sadeas is the only one that's right. Just kidding.
Sadeas is the only one that's right.
No, he is. Yeah, his use of Bridgman
Is the most
questionable.
logical way to do.
I think if there's a better way, he will happily change it.
All right. Dalinar tells Adolin that he trusts Sadeas, but even if he didn't trust him, they could not block his investigation because that will just wind up making them look guilty. Dalinar says that he's been told to trust Sadeas and to act with honor. Adolin asks, "Where did you get this advice?" and Dalinar just does not respond. And Adolin can tell that it came from one of his visions, and he calls out that they are betting the future in their house on these visions now. Dalinar says that he still, he trusts Sadeas, but he won't let Sadeas do things if he makes a move. But Dalinar will not be the first one to make a move. And Adolin tells Dalinar that he needs to listen to him now about these visions. And Dalinar always has an excuse and rebuffs Adolin, but not this time. Adolin tells him they are mocked in the war camps and their authority diminishes every day, but Dalinar refuses to do anything. Dalinar says that he won't take this from his son, but Adolin snaps back that he will take it from everyone else then. Everyone else speaks lies, but Adolin isn't allowed to speak the truth. Adolin tells Dalinar that he is not well. Sometimes people just get old. He says that what Dalinar sees is not real, and he won't allow Dalinar to take down the entire house without speaking his mind on it. Dalinar says that he has wondered these things himself, but he must trust himself. The visions are trying to show him something important. Adolin says that of course that is how you're going to feel, but sometimes the simple answers are the right answers. The king's strap just wind up wearing out, and Dalinar is seeing things that aren't there. Dalinar tells Adolin to leave, and as Adolin leaves, he thinks that what he said needed to be said, but it did not make him any less sick having to be the one that said it. And that's the end of the chapter.
I always get so frustrated when people fail to communicate with each other in the right way. Like, we know that Dalinar's visions... that Dalinar's visions are a real thing, but he cannot... But his son doesn't believe him, and I think he feels really hurt that he doesn't believe him, and he's just calling him crazy and stuff, And that's why he said the line about not having his son understand him or like believe him or call him crazy and stuff, But I really want him to just do a scene like in a movie where he's like, "These are real." Look into his eyes and be like, "You have to believe me," or like these gremlins are real or whatever,
I wouldn't believe him. I think
Yeah, but-
exactly what his son thinks. You're going crazy, old man.
I just think it's really tragic. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have the benefit where we actually saw the vision through Dalinar's eyes, but
Yeah.
Adolin, Renar, and everyone else, they don't. They just have Dalinar being like, "I trust these visions."
Man, I'm still
Yeah.
not even convinced if I trust him.
All right. Anything else from this chapter you two want to go over?
I thought the gallery of maps was really fun, or the rankings and stuff. It was really funny, like it's a game.
All war
like,
is
"Oh,
a game.
They're like, "Oh yeah, you've got like 50 trophies," like, wow, this guy's got like 10 gold trophies. Like, it's just really funny. It's not funny. It really annoys me that this is what they're doing instead of actually finishing a war, or it just seems like a big distraction.
All right, so this chapter was called The Gallery of Maps. So why do you think that was chosen as the title name?
I think it may be because it was based in a gallery of maps. That's my personal theory. And I'm sticking with it. No metaphor, nothing deeper.
It's interesting that it's called a gallery because that's where you put like art pieces or I don't know. I'm trying to make something out of it, but I don't know.
Sometimes a chair is just a chair.
But this is not a pipe, Justin.
Yeah, oh shit.
All right, then we will move on to our last chapter for today. Chapter 25, The Butcher. And it's another Kaladin flashback. 7 years ago, Cal overhears two women talking about his father. They say that what Lirin does is unnatural and that people are not supposed to cut into others like that. And they also say that he stole that goblet of spheres from Wistio. He says that they are a gift, but they say that they were stolen. And then Cal walks out right in front of the women in order to make them feel uncomfortable. Kaladin walks away until he finds his mother, Hesina, as she is working at cleaning creme off of a building. He says that everyone hates his father, and Hesina chides him for saying that. He tells her what the women had said, and Hesina asks him what he thinks of those women, and he says that they are ignorant. He asks his mother why people hate father, and Hesina says they don't hate him, but they do find what he does uncomfortable. She says that people are frightened of knowledge. They'll never really hate his father, though, because he is just too useful. But he will never be one of them. Cal asks what if he doesn't want that for himself, though? And in his mind, he thinks about how he has thought more of being a soldier and has even picked up a staff a few times in secret. And Hesina says that things that others have will always seem better than what you have. Cal tells her that the others say that his father stole the spheres and made Wistio sign something when he wasn't in his right mind, and he hates them for lying. Hesina tells him not to hate them, and that they are just repeating what they have heard. Cal looks over at where the City Lord's manor is, and he thinks that he should go and talk to Laurel. The last few times he has tried, though, he was not allowed to see her. Her nurse didn't think that mingling with boys from the town was appropriate. And the nurse's husband was Wistio's steward, and the bad rumors of Lirin likely are coming from him. Cal asks why they don't spend some of the spheres, because then she wouldn't have to work. She says that she likes to work. And she also tells him that the spheres are for his education. She says that if Cal becomes an accomplished surgeon of the right rank, then he could draw the attention of a poor noble family. And Cal realizes that's why they encouraged him to play with Laurel, because they wanted to marry the two of them together. And Hesina says, yeah, that was a possibility for you two. And Cal didn't know how he felt about that. He is torn between two paths. He liked learning and he longed to help people, but he felt like he could do something even more noble if he was able to fight. He had two paths before him, but he could only choose one. And he wonders what it would be like to marry Laurel. He would never be her equal, and their kids could be either Dark Eye or Light Eye, so his kids might even wind up outranking him. But if he was able to win a Shard Blade, then he would not be Laurel's inferior, and he wonders if that's what she had been thinking about when she brought it up before.
Adolin.
Give him a break, he's like 13.
I know.
Yeah. Coming from a late bloomer. Sure. Sorry, that was a dig at Justin.
All right. Lirin comes up to the two of them and says that the new City Lord has arrived. His name is Bright Lord Rashone. So they head out to see the new City Lord arrive. And Hesina points out that Lirin is always pessimistic, but he says, no, I'm not. She brings up the first time that he met her parents, and he hopes that things don't go halfway as poorly as then. They are able to find Tien, who has picked out a spot for the family. And much of the town has turned out to see Rashone arrive. A caravan of dozens of wagons arrive. Cal wonders who was sent and expects it to be a great warrior that has fought alongside Gavlar or Sadius. The wagons stop, and a middle-aged man steps out who Kaladin thinks looks too old and flabby to be a real soldier. The man looks out with a distasteful look. He doesn't say anything, and he heads back to the wagon. And inside the wagon, there's also a woman and a, younger man in there. And then Lirin shouts out, Bright Lord Rashone? And Rashone looks back, demanding, who spoke?
Who spoke? Oh my god.
Liren asks how his trip was, and Rishon asks, "What's your name?" Liren tells him his name, that he is the surgeon, and Rishon says that you are the one that let Wistio die, and you're the reason that Rishon is in this pitiable, miserable quarter of the kingdom. And then Rishon gets back in the wagon and leaves. And Kaladin thinks, well, warriors, they would be stern, they wouldn't be the polite type.
Mm-hmm.
And Asina asks Liren if they threw the queen or the tower. And he says neither, and they have thrown the butcher. Pretty much in this game, the tower is an outright loss, the queen is an outright win, and the butcher is a win or a loss, depending on your other throws, and more importantly, the throws of everyone else. And that's that's the last of our chapters for this week.
Yeah, that bodes fucking well. I'm sure things are going to go grand for these guys.
Anything else from this chapter you two want to go over?
I thought Kaladin's mother is full of wisdom. I thought all her lines, I felt like, are themes from the book. People are frightened of knowledge. I wonder if that's something that caused this to happen, where they lost the knowledge of how to make shard plate and weapons, and then also that things other people have will always seem better than what you have. I wonder if that's also why they're fighting to get these orbs and shard plate and stuff like that. Like, was this war just for that? And that's kind of everything that matters to them too, is like just competing with each other for what they have, what they don't have. I thought she was a very wise lady. And is she alive? Do we know, or is that
I
a
don't
spoiler?
think he's talked about his mother. I don't think he's talked much about his home, that I remember at least.
Okay, so we don't know the fate. We don't know the exact fate of everybody.
Well, you know the fate of one of them.
Yeah.
He has mentioned Tien a bunch and what happened, that he died.
Yeah.
Or they can just use the Dragon Balls to bring him back.
I keep thinking of that too. Tien! Every time.
All right, and then this chapter was titled The Butcher. So why was that chosen?
I have it. Both, maybe. Both soldiers and surgeons are called butchers. So I think that is the choice in Kaladin's hands, and that's also the hand in the game. And so it's like up in the air what he will decide, what path he will take will determine the future and how things go.
I think that's true, and I also think this guy's just going to kill everybody.
All right. So then let's move over to our theories and predictions segment. Theories. All right.
Well, after that exciting thing, I can say I don't really have any theories from this part. Not really, except that Sadeas is going to betray them and yet still somehow be part of a larger plan that the gods have.
Yep, God does have a plan for everyone.
I don't mean God as in our sense of God. I meant more like maybe God's working behind the scenes to do something. I don't know.
All right. So question I'll have will be so
Well,
Navani
Sheta, do
came.
you have any? That was just me.
Joe does his asking us specific theories, and then we'll add up our theories after.
What? That's too confusing.
That's
I've
what we
always
do all the
asked
time.
questions first.
Yeah.
That's too confusing for me. I can't handle it.
It's only been like 80 some episodes. Yeah. All right. So Navani's back, and she said that she returned for 3 reasons. One was to tell him about the half shards. One was to help Elhokar. And she did not say what the third reason was. So why was the third reason that she returned to the war camps?
She wants to fuck Dalinar.
Yeah, to get some. I agree with that. Maybe
You're
more
single,
than just
I'm
fuck.
single
Maybe
for
just,
the first time.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Nothing's
think just to
happening.
bang. I think like to make it official for a power play move.
Kinky.
Well, more like a political thing.
It can be both.
Okay.
So Justin, in your mind, is she trying to do that for political reasons or for romantic, emotional reasons?
I don't think somebody like her makes her choices based on romance. I think she likes him, but I don't think that that's why she makes choices. She seems a little more
Conniving.
aware,
Just kidding.
conniving and aware of her position in the world
I don't
than
mean that. She seems, if she chose the brother who's gonna be the king, then yeah,
Yeah.
she knows how to place her bets, you know. So I want.
Well,
I
I don't mean
never
place
thought.
bets. I think she's currently the one actually running things because she's back home doing the actual stuff. He's just out here playing revenge war, you know.
Yeah, and
So I think
babysitting.
mhm,
Yeah.
I think she's got something cooking that she's been planning, you know.
Yeah, she seems very smart. She kept up with Wit and everything, you know, who
Hmm.
seemed to know more.
Yeah.
But then I wonder if, you know, what kind of power women have in this world. Like, does she in
They're
like
the only ones who can read. I'm going to imagine it's a lot more than the men are aware of.
yeah, like are
That's
they
my feeling.
they're like, okay, you men go play at war while we actually take care of business at home. Like, is that what's happening? You know, because we saw the sister too being like that, and I really wonder if there is kind of a secret the Illuminati cabal of women.
That I don't know about.
All right, and then follow up to that will be how are things going to go with this with Dalinar and Navani?
Well, hopefully they you know, conspire against her son and are able to take power. I don't know how the rules of secession go here, but
I don't think anyone would like that.
I didn't think they'd like it, but it may be necessary.
I don't know. I never thought it was a power play. I thought it was all romantic. So,
Yeah.
like, because the first two things she says are business, but then the third one I feel like is just a quiet romance, romantic thing. Not like if they did anything, I think they would keep it low key because I don't think people would like that.
And what would be the point?
Because they're in love.
Oh, I see. You see this much differently than I do.
Though I don't know what there is to like about Dalinar anymore. He's changed so much. I feel like back in the day, he might have been the younger, kind of cool party brother, you know? And that maybe she liked him more, but now he's changed so much. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it goes well with them though. That would be cute.
All right, and then jumping over to Kaladin, Sheta already kind of said what she thought Kaladin was trying to get, so let's go to past Kaladin. So he was saying that he wants to, he's tried to speak with Laurel and stuff, so will he be able to reconnect with Laurel?
No,
Because she's dead.
because she sucks.
She sucks.
No. I think with this new mayor guy, I don't think it's gonna end well for her. You know what? She may be even married off to the young man in the carriage, that guy's son. That would be interesting. But they're really young, so I mean, but girls usually are younger when they get married. So I don't know.
Justin?
I think she's dead. I think everyone there is dead. I think the whole village is dead. I've thought that for a long time.
Why?
Because
would they
something
do that?
horrible happened in his past that caused him to not become a doctor. I think it was the mad butcher regent wound up killing everybody.
I think that's too simple. I think more like this guy takes over. He conscripts everybody to join in the army and kind of weeds out the old regime. So like just that so getting all the people out of the house. And I don't think he's going to kill everybody. That'd be
Yeah.
wasteful.
All right. Any other theories or predictions that you two want to just throw out there?
My first theory is I'm going to go back to my I don't know if I want you to keep this one either. Back to my initial rock theory. Okay, so the theory was that Kaladin would in the end have a rock change his life because he says that it wouldn't. And then it ended up being the character rock. But I think that a rock will still be in his future that will change his life. Because
Oh, I get
there's
it.
also
It's going to be like he's going to be listening at the post, and then that one guitar really blew him away, inspired him to become a jukebox hero. Is that what I'm hearing, Sheta?
oh my god. What is this with Kaladin putting on some performance? Like this isn't a musical.
On a related note, I do have to say, how many bridgemen does it take to screw in a light bulb? Depends how many Parshendi spearmen are on the other side.
Justin, you're on a roll.
Also, the Parshendi were shooting them with arrows.
Depends how many Parshendi arrowmen are on the other side.
Depends how many Bridge 4 guys die.
That's not that one, but there's a good joke for that punchline.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Okay, we have a rock thing. Tien has a special fascination with rocks, and he has like a weird connection with them. Like he sees things in them. And when he gave the rock to Kaladin, he felt better. And I wonder if, like, I don't know what Tien's deal is, but he seems to get bullied a lot, and like sometimes he might be like, he might have the sight, or what is it in Stephen King books?
The Shining?
The Shining. Yeah, he might have the Shining on
He's
him.
got the Shining?
Yeah, to see like Spren and rocks that have a power in them and stuff like that. And I wonder if, now this is just nothing, but the power to, the energy and power that it would take to make shard blades and armor and stuff is in the rocks, and that, I don't know, he will find one, or he will discover that power in a rock.
Mute rocks into shard plate this entire time. It's actually not rare. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's a mineral or something.
And then they're going to have a whole army of them, right? I could see
Well,
that.
they're not that common, but they're not so rare either. You know, you could dig for them. And I think maybe these channels were made because they dug in to find it and stuff like that. This is just my brain running away. So I do think a rock will change Kaladin's life still, not just his friend Rock. Okay, Tien has a fascination with rocks, and he speaks very well, he's a kid at the time, but very kind of whimsically, and I have had the theory that he is actually the Spren. I forgot her name.
Still?
Syl.
Tien is Syl?
Yeah. I had dropped that theory a while ago that Tien is Syl. And so I was like, Tien is a trans woman at heart. And that's why, as a fairy sprite, he chose a female form. Because
what is the basis for him being the same person?
Because they have such a similar vibes and voice, and the attachment to Kaladin and stuff. Like, I think his spirit is back as Syl.
Based on what?
The energy is so similar, and it reminds me so much of his brother.
Okay, let me think. I find no evidence that would be the case after considering it, besides that they're both friends with Kaladin.
All right. You know what? I'm sorry.
No,
I'm gonna have to...
Don't do it. Don't do it, Joe. Don't you dare correct her theory.
What? Oh.
You let her dream.
No. Don't let me dream. That's just a dumb little thought I had. So
I seriously considered it, and I see no evidence that would be true.
We haven't learned everything yet.
That is factual. We have not.
All right. So I have another. First, so we kind of talked about how they kill Parshendi shard bearers to get the plate and weapon. So do we know if they know how they get the armor? Like, do they even question like why these kind of like barbarian chimps have access to this tech and stuff like that? Like,
Chimps?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, they treat them like they're animals and like they're barbarians, but they have access to this tech that they want so badly. So do the Alethi people have ideas or theories about where the Parshendi are getting it from?
They seem to me like they're very ignorant of the Parshendi.
Yeah, and like if they think so little of them, like why do they want their stuff? You know? And you know, it's just kind of weird. It's really weird and
I thought
sus.
they're just fighting to get the crabs faster, mainly.
That too, but they're always like hoping they find a shard plate there, you know, or in the fight.
Who wouldn't want one?
So that is part of it. Like, yeah, I just think it's very interesting and weird. that they wouldn't consider that. They just think that the shard is just something like your enemy's just gonna drop, as well as the orb or whatever too, like
Yeah, it's loot.
it's so
I got
video
some
game
S-class
to me
shard
that,
armor, yeah.
don't even question it. They're gonna drop it, and like whoever picks it up first will get it. Like it is so frustrating to me that
Because you
is
want to
what
know
they're
what the
doing.
shard is.
Okay, and then I have one last one. Dalinar says that they have never been to the center of the Shattered Plains. They've never seen it. So I'm like, is there some kind of village, like the village there? Or like, what if there is a whole community or land there that they don't know about, that they are killing and fighting and stuff? And like, that place would be untouched by the prince's politics and stuff like that in their games. Like, what if the Parshendi are just like their frontline fighters who are protecting them? And so,
Oh, like they are like an animal slave class, like they think? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
we know they have some kind of culture because that one assassin guy is involved with it, right?
Yeah.
Like we know that there's shit that our guys don't know anything about because they didn't even know the wearing white thing,
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll learn something pretty interesting about them.
I just really I keep feeling like there's going to be a big M. Night Shyamalan type twist.
Are you sure you don't mean a big Brandon Sanderson type twist? Because most of our books have had one at this point.
Yeah. There's a lot of unknowns plus weird factors. So I'm really excited, and I want it to be like the village or like District 12 in Hunger Games. Like this, I had a theory where like, what if he just got sent to that village in the current times, and it's still like that there or something. Like there's no tech there, and they live in huts and things because they're not attached to his world.
Oh, he's not going into the past. He's actually just going over there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see.
Very.
Do we have... No, because they referenced a place that he knew about, right? A place that hadn't existed for a long time.
What if they have outdated info,
Oh, in Dalinar's vision?
Yeah. They referenced they referenced some stuff.
Because in Dalinar's vision, when he asked where he was, they said he was in Natin, which is a country that used to be where the Shattered Plains are currently at.
See? That just fits my theory.
And they mentioned that they were from Elhokar, which is the country that later became Elhokar.
It is very simple to have an outdated map.
Well, here's the thing, Sheta. In real life, yes. In a story, that is such a cop-out. Nobody would like that.
No way. I would like it.
Yeah? Well, okay. Nobody but you would like it then.
Okay. No, I think that would be an interesting twist. But they did talk about the knight did say like, hey, come to this town and train if you're not doing anything after this. And that town is...
If you're not doing anything after this. Hey, if you want to hang out, man, you're pretty cool.
That city is a city that Dalinar has been to, right?
No.
No?
He said, come to Urathiru, which was the place Dalinar had not heard of.
Okay. So, still works within my theory. It's all coming together.
Yeah. If your theory has to be based on, well, yeah, but maybe they act to you and it's actually this, then the writer would have to be very careful to make that work, in my opinion.
We'll see. We will see.
The best theories are the ones where there were no clues or was lying to you. Or the best twist.
The best twist.
It's great. That twist with a rewatch, you still wouldn't see it coming.
I know, I've heard about it. I have not read it. There's like one book. It's like a mystery, like murder mystery book. It might be Agatha Christie. It might be somebody else. I'm not sure, but I guess it's all told from like first person and everything for this book. And then at the end, it turns out that the person who we're in the mind of was the murderer, but we did not get all the information because they were purposely leaving it out to make themselves seem more innocent, even though we were in their mind.
That's pretty funny. That's a good idea.
And I've only heard of it, so I did not read it, so I don't know how it actually went. But from what I heard, it sounds like it was a pretty well written way to do it.
That's cool. Well, now I'll never read it, Joe, because if someone's like, "Oh yeah, that's this book," then
Yeah,
I'll know
unless
that
you read a book and then you find out at the end that's what it was. Because my description was incredibly
Now
vague.
every single detective book Sheta ever reads, she'll assume that's what's happening.
That's what I mean. I'm gonna have to read a lot of them just to maybe hit that one. Like, I want to read that one, but not have the twist. Spoiled.
Are any other theories you two want to throw out there?
No, I don't really have any this week, like I said.
Except for the comedy show that you said. That one's a good one.
Damn, I wish I had another joke queued up.
All right. Well, now let's go on to the character of the week.
Well, I'm gonna say Sadius since I love him so much in these chapters. I think
He didn't actually do anything.
he got made into the Prince of Information.
Prince of Information.
He
Oh,
Oh yeah. I already said why I thought he was gonna end up being helpful. So.
mine's basically the opposite. It'll be the king's mother for calling the king an idiot. That's simple.
Yep, and I'm with Justin. I'm going with Navani. I just like how she comes in and immediately she's like one of the only people that's able to keep up with Wit. She goes up to Dalinar and she's kind of playing with him and everything and plotting to, help her son and all that. And you can tell that she has plans for what she wants to do. And she's also strong-willed enough where she's able to actually probably accomplish them.
For characters like that, I'm not to hate on her because I liked her too, but I'm always like, where have you been? And I really want to know for real, like
running the kingdom.
If you, I mean, it seems to kind of run itself. Since
I doubt it. Think about it this way:
really...
if you were smarter than your king's son, and your king's son said, "I'm going to go off to war for 5 years," wouldn't you be like, "Sounds great. Just leave me in charge"?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. What we heard though is that she was in the camps. She left to go back to the kingdom to help, help Elhokar's wife. And then she figured, all right, his wife can handle this. And she came back to the war camps.
I see. Doing whatever the fuck she wants then.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, has she been like secretly putting things in place, or, if she's that much capable and stuff like that, like, I just wonder where she's been and what she's been up to.
Conniving. That's my guess.
I don't think she's conniving. I think she's a good woman. But what if she's responsible for the king's death? What if she is conniving?
I'm not humoring you there. There's no evidence of this.
That would be crazy because it is actually not the Parshendi who killed him.
Sheta, you have a pretty good track record with guessing book endings and stuff, but dear God, am I glad you didn't try to become a detective.
Oh, yeah, no.
You'd walk in and you'd be like, what if the neighbor did it because they actually weren't on vacation? They just did that as their plan, blah, blah, blah.
My thing, when I try to figure things out, I anti-Sherlock them, in which I come up with the
theory first, then find the evidence, just like a good detective.
Then find evidence and clues. Yes.
All right. Quotes time.
My quote is All right, so it's Kaladin and Rock and them, and they're talking. So, okay. My Nuatoma have died, but it's all right. Eventually we will win. And have one set of shards, Kaladin says. Elhokar has dozens. One is a beginning, Rock said, shrugging. But my Numatoma lost, so I'm Bridgeman. So that is just, I just think it's really cute that it shows Rock's very hopeful. And that is part of his personality, where one is a beginning to him, and that he believes in things, and he that is part of why he believed in Kaladin, I think, and he was so quick to come up with a new plan to believe in and stuff, because he came from a place where he believed that all you need is one, and you can make a difference in things like that. So I think that showed a lot about his personality, and I liked it.
Mine comes from Wit when he's talking to Dalinar about people talking about him abandoning the Vengeance Pact. And he says, that's between me and the king. And Wit responds, well, he must have spoken of it to others. This lot are cowards, and no doubt that makes them feel like experts on the subject, for they've certainly been calling you that a great deal lately. I just think that's a funny one, because that's a funny way to, everyone calling him a coward, it's a very funny way to insult them. Really self-explanatory quote, in my opinion. Just that the people who throw words like that around the most are experts in it, which is why they see it everywhere they turn, trying to tell other people it. At first I thought Wit was a little like annoying, but the more he talks, the more I'm liking the kind of deeper things the vibe you're getting about what his thoughts are on people for real, more than just the clever insults he comes up with.
That's funny. I thought he reminded me of you.
I've never insulted people like that before.
You write characters that are like that. And you like characters that are a little bit more smart and insightful.
Maybe. Apparently I'm not insightful enough to even know what characters you're referencing, but sounds good.
All right. My quote is going to be pretty much Adolin and Dalinar's fight. Or perhaps because you don't want to be confronted by the truth. That's enough, Adolin. No, it's not. We're mocked in every one of the war camps. Our authority and reputation diminishes by the day, and you refuse to do anything substantial about it. Adolin, I will not take this from my son, but you'll take it from everyone else? Why is that, father? When others say things about us, you let them. But when Narn or I take the smallest step towards what you view as being inappropriate, we're immediately chastised. Everyone else can speak lies, but I can't speak the truth? Do your sons mean so little to you? You aren't well, father. Adolin continued. Part of him realized that he had gone too far, that he was speaking too loudly, but it boiled out anyways. We need to stop tiptoeing around this. You need to stop making up increasingly irrational explanations to reason away your lapses. I know it's hard to accept, but sometimes people get old. Sometimes the mind stops working right. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's your guilt over Gavilar's death. That book, the codes, the visions. Maybe they're all attempts to find escape, find redemption, something. What you see is not real. Your life now is a rationalization, a way of trying to pretend that what's happening isn't happening. But I'll go to damnation itself before I'll let you drag the entire house down without speaking my mind on it. And, he goes on, but I just just the end where after he leaves, it's like he's thinking it needed to be said, but didn't make him feel any less sick about being the one that said it. And I just feel like that's something that's probably happened to everybody at some point. They've said something that they know they had to say, but it was just something that they did not want to say because they knew it was going to hurt the other person, but it had to be said. And you just feel terrible about it afterwards.
And get into a big dramatic fight.
Yeah. And like that scene with Adolin, it's something where, a lot of the readers, they believe Dalinar, they believe the visions, but Adolin, he's not really a bad person here. He's not like being an asshole, because you can also understand exactly why he's saying what he has to say, and he's kind of right to say it at that point too, with the information that he has.
I think he's right to say it. I would say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've lost your marbles.
Yeah, he clearly
totally
cares a lot
changed
about his dad and his house and stuff like that, and he feels like he's the only one in that position to be able to say it and do something about it.
All right. Now let's just move over to a couple quotes that we've gotten. First, this will be from The Final Empire, chapters 35 through Epilogue. This is from Operati NL, who had, like I said before, has been reading along, giving some thoughts. Vin telling Ellen no one ever went back for her, while Sazed was right there.
What part was
I
it?
enjoyed the book.
Sorry.
Well, that's the end when, Sazed had come back to save Vin after she went to the Lord Ruler's mansion, and then Ellen comes to save her, and she's like, no one ever came back for me, but Sazed's sitting right there.
Sazed's not a person.
I enjoyed the book. I'm reading a lot of other authors too, and I do dislike some jumps in logic Sanderson wants you to make from time to time. He does write crystal clear, though, which is a talent for sure, and makes reading his books very laid back and relaxing.
That's very true, and that's got to be a huge part of his popularity. I've never once had to reread a line in the whole book or question what he meant by something he said.
Enjoy listening to you guys during my Sanderson reading. I'll be back for Well of Ascension after some other books. Abercrombie,
books.
Gwyn.
You traitor.
Yep. Glad you've been enjoying it. Hope you enjoy the other authors. I've read some Abercrombie. All right. And then this next comment's from Warbreaker, chapters 29 through 33, from Deck Ha. Love Sheta's absolute spot-on Bluefinger's theory with zero evidence.
He's just creepy.
It's just blue fingers. That's all the evidence I need.
Oh, God. The fact that you called that shit immediately for no reason. You never trust a fingers.
Basically, yes.
All right. And then from Way of Kings, chapters 15 through 17, from Old Chad. They met once, Sheta, and it's going to be to spend a passionate night together. Kaladin has all but said he has a crush on a girl, Sheta. No, he doesn't.
What? Wait.
Like, yeah, because pretty much, yeah, because Shallan and Capsule meet, and you're like, they're going to fuck. Kaladin's like, I have a crush on a girl. And I say, he has a crush on a girl, and you're like, he doesn't say that.
My mind is stronger than what's written.
Yeah. And then they say that they find that's infinitely funny to them.
Man, yeah, I want to cut back to Shallan just to see that.
Just to see that romance.
That's not what you're going to cut back to, I guarantee.
Yeah, what's the progress? I want it.
All right. And then Reader Warrior. Best anime OP easily goes to the original English opening for Shaman King. It's so flippin' good.
Never heard it. Never seen an episode of Shaman King.
I haven't seen it, but I do have a bias where I just don't trust a 4Kids dub opening. I've seen what they did with One Piece. I was not a fan of when I tried to watch the Yu-Gi-Oh opening.
Did they not do Pokemon? Was that somebody else?
I enjoyed the first Pokemon opening. A lot of the other ones were kind of dumb.
See, sometimes you hit a classic like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had other ones.
And yeah, secondary pick will be Sword Art Online Season 1's Crossing Fields. It was the first anime opening I ever learned. That one is good.
Never seen a single episode.
I enjoyed it. I've only seen through the Elfheim stuff. I have not watched after that. All right, and then for TV show openings, he has Next Generation and Doctor Who are good picks. And I'm going to throw out West Wing's opening score or I'll Be There For You from Friends. And he says, honorable mention to Bear in the Big Blue House's opening song for Always Calming Me Down.
God.
Wow.
That's something I haven't heard of for a long time.
Me and you. I don't remember the song.
Was that it?
No. I just remember. What's the bear's name? I thought I knew the song, but I don't. I'm sorry.
You poser.
I am. I like Bananas and Pajamas better.
Also, I realized that we should have done 3 anime openings. Just doing one was leaving out so many good things.
Well, it's okay. I think I did like 10 anyways, so.
Like, I left out shit like Code Geass, Gurren Lagann. Those are great openings. All right, then continue his comment. Chapter 15. We at Cosmic Connections have actually flirted with the idea of making metal versions for the Mistborn trilogy.
Good luck.
Every page in metal. Let's see it.
If you get if you set up your, one of those engravers to just do it for you and print it out like that, it might be doable. And if you print it on paper that's basically like aluminum foil, maybe. I could see that.
Nope. Steel.
Just put it on the walls to make like a big building, like in Hellraiser 4.
That would be a cold house. Or a hot one if you have like a heater in there. You might yourself.
You're going to
like
die no matter what. Yeah.
As a fellow map hater, I highly recommend having it on hand or a secondary screen for checking as often as possible.
Finally, a fellow map hater.
I love maps.
Chapter 16. Sheta denies an on-screen crush to make way for her random crushes that are nowhere near.
On which crush?
You're denying the Kaladin having a crush on Laurel. That way you can just make up other random crushes.
Oh, yeah. I don't think so. She seemed kind of annoying to him. Like, if a girl that you like wanted you to take her hand, would you not just like take it? And we're like, what's that? What do you mean? Like, what do you want? Like, that's what you do to like someone you have no feelings for, like a cousin or sister or something. Like, you would be oblivious to that. So
He was also fighting the guy to try to impress her. After he got hit down, he looked straight at her and then got up because of that.
true, but I
And
would
his-
be embarrassed if anyone seeing me like that.
And his heart also was racing earlier in the chapter or stuff like that. Then from our questions and series segment, C. True Vorn men, like Bright Lord Dalinar Kholin, listen to the audiobook of The Way of Kings. Justin trying to mock my love for Elend, then immediately misremembering his name was perfect.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, we only had a book where almost every other word was Ellen.
Didn't I mix it up with another name, I think? Oh, God.
Did you say I think you said Eladin or something like that?
I said some totally different character's name.
All right. Next comment from Alcade946. I'm surprised that after Mistborn, Justin is still so suspicious of the epigraphs, but it was totally fine with Kaladin having his father's voice in his head. That was also a pretty big tool for Ruin back in the day.
God, oh my God, you're right. Shit. I can't trust anything that anyone thinks ever. Oh my God. You've just ruined all Brandon Sanderson books for me.
Good. Keeping you paranoid is good.
Also, I think this was the episode where you guys brought up that Brando Sando does a lot of world building around the money system. That made me realize that in many of the stories, the money is tied into the magic system. Mistborn used metal coins that can fuel allomancy or be used for pushing or pulling. Warbreaker had breaths, which can be bought and sold. Here in Roshar, people trade spheres, with Stormlight that can be used for light or more exotic things like Fabrials or Soulcasters.
Mm-hmm.
This does not hold up for Elantris or White Sand, but I think it's an interesting repeating pattern in his world building.
That is interesting. That's a good point.
Oh man, if sand was used as money, that would be so dumb.
Then the whole city, they'd all be rich. That'd be the worst currency system ever in that world.
Well, maybe if they would have used white sand only.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's cool. Goes to show that money is power. Shut up.
All right. Then the last comment from The Way of Kings, chapters 18 through 21, from Reader Warrior. 3 favorite horror sequels? Well, someone who doesn't like horror, I'll say Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Then he says, unpopular opinion, but Dr. Sleep.
Never
And the scary movie sequels.
watched it.
Scary.
Those are not horror movies. I'm sorry. And Scary Movie 3, 4, and 5 are not very good.
Hey, dude, do not diss 3. 3 is the best one.
3 is the first one, I think.
4 I'll give you.
1's the
Yeah,
best one.
I don't even think 1 is that good. 1's a parody of a parody. At least 3 is parodying things that are just normal movies.
3's parodying sci-fi movies. It's not even parodying horror movies.
I didn't say it was a good scary movie parody. Also,
They are
Signs,
pretty
I thought
scary
Signs was
sometimes.
pretty scary. Was that
Yeah.
shit?
I said sci-fi movies are really scary. I mean, the Thing is a sci-fi movie too.
Yeah, they weren't doing ones like that.
3 favorite comedy sequels would be Puss in Boots and The Last Wish, Home Alone 2, and Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. Then he throws in, Shrek 2 is arguably the best one. All right. From chapter 18, what the heck would be a High Prince of War cutie mark?
Oh, God.
Ooh, you know what? I might design one. Well, actually, they have symbols already at the beginning of the chapter, so it would look kind of like that, but more kawaii.
More kawaii. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
So you're going to take the Kholin crown and tower thing, and that's the High Prince of Lore logo.
Yes, I'm just gonna do it on a lark. I'll make cutie marks. And I'll put it on our.
If you do that,
Instagram.
I'm quitting the podcast.
I think it would be cute. Oh, it might be a bad hole to go down because then I'll have to draw like Dalinar as a pony and then put it on him. And that's
okay. On to chapter 19's comment. The term shard is also of important note, and possibly one you've heard before, outside of just shard plate and shard blade. Honestly, Power Rangers are the best comparison to Knight's Radiance.
Knight. Yeah.
And chapter 21, good on you for realizing what Cell is. And I do think Cell is named to be the planet in the Ars Arcanum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they did say it in Ars Arcanum, which I guess is only in the 10th anniversary version. If anybody had the original printing, it would not have that. And from the theory segment, Sheta's time travel theory gave me a stroke.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry. I almost gave myself one when I was trying to go back and forth in time like that. trying to communicate to you what was happening to me.
That you were having an aneurysm?
I was like, I was struggling.
Kaladin's from the past and he time traveled into the present.
Yeah.
Because one guy in the past name was Heb, and it also started with an H, like the guy in the present's name who was Harl.
Oh my God, was that the basis?
And that the little girl that died would have been the little girl from the Dalinar's vision.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You gotta lay off the crack pipe when you record these, Sheta.
Then he asked, why would anybody refer to Sazed as an old reptile?
Who did that?
Because he is, well, at this point, he'd probably be old. I imagine this is much later in the future. But mostly because he's so logical and pragmatic, and he's not very emotional. And somebody who's more emotional trying to talk to him would have a lot of trouble communicating with him. So that would be my logic on that.
Reptiles are cold-blooded. So
basically, yeah.
Maybe he's cold.
Not that he's cold, no. Just that he's very, how do I say? He's a scholar. He's very, he's not usually moved by emotional stuff. He would follow the Prime Directive. That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. He would find the reasoning in it.
He did quite literally not follow the Prime Directive when he did all the shit at the end of the book.
They didn't have a Prime Directive. Also, that's different. That was his world.
Justin, you just made me imagine McCoy and Spock arguing and that they are the three travelers.
The three travelers? This was the letter between the two people.
Oh, is it?
Why are McCoy and Spock three people? I'm very confused.
And Kirk, obviously.
Oh, Kirk's there too. So you're saying this was like a sci-fi crew beamed down and is trying to pretend they're from this fantasy world. Is that?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And they have like the tricorder out and everything. They're talking and saying weird words. That's yes.
Yep, I can see it.
Joe, have you never seen Polar Express? Believe is the song that plays during the credits. No, I have not seen I've seen bits and pieces of it when it was on TV, but I've never actually sat down and watched the movie.
Joe, I'm sorry for your childhood.
That movie looks scary.
It was horrifying.
Wait, are you trying to use Midoriya as a parallel to Renarin and that he shouldn't get in the way? Even though the point of the show, specifically episode 1, is that anyone can be a hero and help others?
Oh, is this when
I
you were
don't remember what
anime?
assumedly Sheta said, so I could not.
No, this is you.
What did I say?
This sounds like a
you were talking about when you were talking about Renarin, they shouldn't help, and you brought up My Hero and stuff like that.
Oh no, that's specifically the part where I think it was All Might was teaching him that you cannot be a hero if you are not like if you can't achieve the goal you're trying to achieve because you haven't trained enough and taken it seriously enough. That was the specific thing being referenced, not the impetus to help people, which was not what he had there. He just rushed out like a moron. Yeah.
For me, it was that in My Hero, you can't be a hero if you can't even save yourself either. And you need
basically
other people to save you. You are not a hero.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna just
Thank
be
you.
like Boone swimming out to save that lady who was drowning and lost. Like, you may mean well and rush out, but if you're just gonna start drowning too and lead to her dying, then
And then someone comes and saves you instead of her.
yeah, yeah. Did you get her? Who? The woman who was drowning. It's like, oh shit.
No, she's dead.
Fucking Boone.
You're
God
fine
damn it.
though, idiot.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was a lifeguard before that.
That makes it worse.
Why? Because he's hot and he like being at pools. That's not the
Oh my
same as a
God.
real lifeguard.
That makes it way worse.
To be fair, real lifeguards trying to save someone in the ocean without any sort of like floaty, that's incredibly hard. Not everyone is Shanks.
Not everyone is Jack. He was able to do it.
Yeah. Well, Boone learned that.
Yeah, he did.
Everyone wants to be like Jack, except for Jack.
Not Sawyer.
I think Sawyer might most of all want to be like him.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the My Mistborn Academia shout out. Please read it. And I'm aware that it means Hero of Ages wouldn't have had Vin. I call it the Ruin timeline, and I plan to write it eventually.
Oh no, that's factored in? Shit.
Yeah, I brought it up. What that means theoretically, what would have happened is Vin would have gone to the Well of Ascension, then she would have been transported. So that means Ellen would have just died in the cave and Ruin would have been released. And yeah,
That's
the
hilarious.
planet would have been fucked. Unless, well, I guess theoretically, Sazed still would have been there, so he might have still been able to take up Preservation's power. But there would have been.
Wait for the fan fiction. Let the professionals deal with this, Joe.
I haven't read the Mistborn Academia one. I do kind of want to read it, mainly because I'm curious if he winds up having Vin start dating one of the My Hero characters.
Oh.
My hope is that if it does happen, that it's just not Midoriya or Bakugo. Give it to a secondary character.
It's the grape kid.
I'd be fine with it. He used to be my favorite character. When I first read the series in like the first few volumes, I found him hilarious, so he was my favorite. And then it later switched to more relevant characters.
You know what? I think she would get along with the Psycho girl and then have a dark streak.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So those are all the comments, everyone. Thank you for all that. For next week's episode, so chapters we will be reading, only 3 chapters, chapters 26 through 28.
Joe.
What?
That's not enough episodes. No, not enough chapters. 26.
You haven't seen how many pages the chapters are.
I'm just ready to finish the book.
Finish the book. We're not. You see that we're a little farther than you thought, and you're like, shit, we're right around the corner.
Like, I'm revving up to go finish the book. But this podcast has had a negative effect on me. I keep making predictions in the other books that I'm reading, and I don't like it.
Other books. You're a traitor too, Sheta?
Yeah, I have 3 or 4 books at a time, Justin.
My God.
Yeah, I'm a hoe, a book hoe.
A book hoe. Hey, you said it.
Same thing with me. I am reading some of the old Star Wars EU books. I've been listening to Classroom of the Elite. And once the final Rascal Does Not Dream book comes out in like 2 weeks, I'm going to read that.
Traitors everywhere. I thought we were ride or die.
You just don't have time to read a bunch of things.
All right, let's just go into plugs now. So go ahead, throw some plugs out.
If you want to see some hilarious Dorman comedy, you can follow me at Profanity Beaver, where my new special will be ready soon.
Dorman?
Special.
Bridgman. Yep, my new special.
I want to see that. We'll come up with more Bridgman jokes.
Life Under the Bridge. That's what it's called. Brief Life Under the Bridge.
No, then the life will be crossed out. Yeah. Or,
Yep, that's good. Yep, I like it.
It'll just be under the bridge until I die, which is probably today.
If I'm lucky, it didn't.
All right. I am ashamed to say that I have not posted any pictures from the last half of the year that I said I would. I don't think I even have my Halloween costume up. Yeah, really bad job. So
This is a plug, not a pity party. Jesus. Or not a public apology or flagellation.
Well, I feel really bad because I have some new people who have started to follow me, and I'm really thankful that I know they are from the podcast. And so, yeah, I will at least try to dump a bunch of the pictures that I have that are ready to go on there. So that, and I'm doing more art, so hopefully that will be up on my other Instagram, which I didn't say at all. Sheta_low is my art, and then Mermaid Machete is my other stuff.
That may have been the worst plug I've ever heard. Sorry, I don't post anything, but you can follow me here. Maybe I promise I will eventually. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the name of my thing.
So Justin, when you do your Under the Bridge comedy special, is the background music just gonna be Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That'll be how I enter in.
Like when you're saying Under the Bridge, first thing I'm thinking is that's like Red Hot Chili Peppers, like one of their most famous songs.
Yes, it's all coming together. The show is gonna happen.
And apparently that means the Shattered Plains are in California.
Sounds right. Southern Cali.
Okay, yeah, if you wanna follow Cosmere Chronicles, we're on the social medias in the description. If you want to email us directly, cosmerechronicles@gmail.com. Otherwise, different places you listen to, leave a comment, leave ratings, that sort. I try to check the ratings and stuff from time to time. If I get any, I'll say them. Otherwise, comments, you heard it before, I'll read through them here. Same thing with emails. So yeah, that's it for everything today. So everyone, be sure to come back next week. During the next week, while you're waiting, go and listen to the entire Red Hot Chili Peppers discography.
I mean, imagine the comedy show while you're listening.
You just be prepared. Oh, it's going to be a laugh riot.
Justin, I'm really excited. You better do some more.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be an hour-long special.
Wow, a whole hour.
A lot more than a Bridgman usually gets, right?
Oh.
Boom, boom. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.